Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast that will take place simultaneously in 3 different locations, but only some of you will get to hear most of the show. It's Lost in the Midcard. Welcome to a lot to talk about. We've got Raw 25. We've got a great go-home show from SmackDown Live on Tuesday to set up the weekend, of course, in Philadelphia, NXT Takeover Philly, and the Royal Rumble. Let's get right into it because we got a lot to talk about. Thank you to SpiderDuck.net for being our host, enabling us to be on iTunes and any of your favorite podcasting apps. What you got to do, if you haven't done so already, is search for Lost in the Midcard. Hit that subscribe button. That way you know every time a new episode comes your way every Thursday. Most Mondays after a WWE pay-per-view. You can also subscribe to us on the YouTube. The links to those subscription models are on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Lost in the Midcard, and also on Twitter at LITMC Podcast, where we also share some of the great tweets that are from the wrestling world. I am your host, Jeremy Bennett. You can find me on the Twitter at JBHuskers. As always, my co-host, he is on the Twitter at RawFShowtime. It is Mr. Matt Black. Matt, how you doing?
Doing all right. WrestleMania season's about to kick off in a few days, and I guess we're a few days away from finding out if they fuck over Philadelphia again.
Yeah. Hopefully SmackDown was an indicator of how WrestleMania season's going to go, because it was good. It was fun. It was enjoyable for the first time in a while. But, yeah. You have some worries about Philadelphia. We'll get into later. Joining us for the first time in a while, he is the proprietor of SpiderDuck.net, the former commissioner of Black Diamond Wrestling. He is on the Twitter at Trevor Osz. That is O-S-Z. Mr. Trevor Osz, welcome back to the program. How you doing?
Better than Enzo Amore.
I thought that was going to be... I thought that was how Matt was going to answer the how you doing, but hey, at least somebody did that. Yeah, how you doing? Yeah, Enzo. Yeah, we'll get into that in a minute. Let's first talk about the elephant in the room. That is not Enzo Amore, but Raw 25. We'll cover in detail quickly towards the end of the show what went down, but let's just talk about the night in general. I'm going to sum it up as a night that was great for the first 90 minutes and not that great for the last 105. I enjoyed a lot of it, and the nostalgia was awesome. I thought the APA poker game was absolutely phenomenal. The Manhattan Center got dicked over, but I think I kind of wonder if some of the things they did off camera were on the fly to try to make up for it. We'll get into that in a minute, but Matt, what was your overall feeling on Raw 25?
It's funny. We were going into the show I'd say the last week going into the show, and people were like, 3 hours isn't long enough for this show. It needs to be longer. And I'm thinking, 3 hours is already more than long enough. It definitely doesn't need to be longer. Yeah. I'm gonna flat out say it. This show could have been a home run if it would have been 2 hours long. I think there was a lot of crap in there that wasn't necessary. I think if it was done as a 2-hour show, and done at one venue instead of two, I think it could have been a complete and utter home run. I think the 3-hour format and mixing that with two venues at the same time was the recipe for disaster. And I don't think WWE will ever do the two-venue experiment again.
No.
When Raw 30 rolls around, wherever it is, it ain't going to be in two different venues. I can promise you that. I think they've learned from their mistake, and they're done.
Well, it was cute on paper. But Matt, I recall us saying the months ago when this was announced, we're like, oh, this is going to be a lot more fun to watch on TV than to watch live. And
yep,
we were
absolutely.
Right. We were right. Trevor, what were your thoughts on Raw 25? What worked? What didn't work? And maybe another question is, what worked with Raw 1000 that they didn't do on Raw 25?
Maybe putting over their current talent.
Well, at least they did it. They did once. They did once with the guy carrying the guitar, but
yeah, I mean that was about the only spot.
Mm-hmm.
No, they put over I feel they put over the Balor Club.
That too.
That was kind of
I will say that.
That was kind of a passing of the torch. The Too Sweet passing of the torch, I think, is what that was. Or DX saying, "Yeah, we're cool with what you're doing," kind of thing.
I will say that. I think they had too many people. They were trying to do the 2-venue thing. Like, they tried to do too much with it.
Yeah. They definitely tried. Raw 1000, was that 3 hours or was that 2?
I think that was during their 2-hour format, but it was a special 3-hour edition.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on that, but I think it was.
I mean, it might have even led to them getting the 3 hours.
They should have done more with the kickoff show than just a lot of highlight packages of the past that we saw on the WWE Network anyways, or USA even, I think, aired that top 25 moments.
Yeah, but nobody's watching the kickoff show, let's be honest.
Hey, Matt and I were excited for it for once, but...
Yeah, I watched the kickoff show. I was hyped for Raw this week.
Yeah. And it delivered the first 90 minutes. The open was awesome, but I wrote an article of 5 or 6 things that the people were going to talk about at Raw 25, and 4 of them happened in the first 90 minutes, and it took a long time before I wrote down the 5th one. It was bad, but
honestly, I started feeling meh as soon as Reigns lost the title.
Well, yeah, you were feeling meh for different reasons, though. You were kind of worried about how Sunday would play out.
Look, maybe so, but I feel like at that point I was I kind of mentally checked out of the show at that point.
Yeah.
So.
Well, the big news of the week is Enzo Amore. Enzo Amore suspended following the rape allegations, and then not much more than 24 hours later, the WWE fired Enzo Amore. He is no longer with the company. Truth be told, the lady in these allegations is basically a crackhead, known for lying, known for making shit up. You can't trust her at all. So it's not about if Enzo is guilty or innocent. It's the fact that this incident happened on October 19th. A report was filed with the police department on October 23rd, and Enzo Amore kept it from the WWE. So that is what basically caused Enzo to get fired. Enzo was supposed to wrestle Goldust at Raw 25. That was scheduled in the 3rd hour, and it would have led to the Dudley Boys getting involved. Instead, we got Rhino toughening up Heath Slater a little more, again, feeding him to the Dudleys. So they had to remove Enzo from the show. A statement from Enzo's attorney was posted on Twitter. Over the last 2 days, Philomeno Shahan, I think is how you say it, that's the lady, has made multiple public accusations against Enzo Amore, including allegations of sexual misconduct concerning an October 2017 incident in Phoenix. Mr. Arndt, which is Enzo's real last name, fully and unequivocally denies those accusations. He is cooperating with the authorities in this matter and looks forward to having it resolved in a timely manner. Neither Mr. Arndt or his counsel will be making any further public comments on the matter. I believe the police said in their own statement that they are pretty close to a resolution on the case as well. So, man, Matt, pretty fucking dumb move on Enzo's part, isn't it?
Look, at the end of the day, if he would have just been smarter and he would have informed his place of work back in October of what his current situation was, and they wouldn't have been blindsided with this on Monday, the dude would still be employed. He would be suspended. It's out in the public eye.
Yep. Tell the police to wrap everything up.
Yeah, WWE's going to suspend him just like the Rich Swann case until that stuff's wrapped up. Swan's sitting at home, same deal. But it's obviously clear if you look at the evidence that he didn't rape her. Like, all the evidence is out there. If you just go and search and do your own research, you can tell that this claim is bogus. He would have been freed. He would have been exonerated. He would have been back with the company. Now, even when his name gets cleared, they're not going to bring him back.
No.
Like, he blew it. He's done. Like, that was, in WWE's mind, the straw that broke the camel's back, so to speak. So, when we all look back on this, we look back on the career of Enzo Amore, I only have one word to describe him, and I'm not going to spell it out for you.
Oh, come
Dumbass.
on. Spell it out for me.
Dumbass.
Well, Trevor, what do you think of the cruiserweight division now that Enzo Amore is gone? Do you think it's for the better, or did you think he added something to that?
Yeah. I think it's for the better. I think they can actually maybe build some of these other guys up instead of pretty much just them being the foils to Enzo Amore. And, I mean, maybe if you're a person that if everybody didn't already think you were a scumbag,
yeah,
maybe people would be defending you instead. But since you're a scumbag, and then you get accused of this, why is anybody going to believe him? You know what I mean? Like, he made bad choices before, so this just compounds that.
Yeah, I'm sure Corey Graves ain't shedding any tears tonight.
I don't think anybody's really shedding any tears.
I really don't either.
So
I think a lot of people are probably honestly pretty happy he's gone.
Yeah,
I'm sure the locker room was pretty happy in general about that. I mean, obviously not it. You know, obviously we don't know for sure what happened, what didn't happen. We don't know what other evidence even. You know, I'm not going to say what happened or what didn't.
Yeah.
But if he did it, then and he should be convicted and etc. If he did, then he should be exonerated. You know.
Yeah. Oh no, he did it. The fucker should be in jail.
Yeah.
Like, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I mean, there's no excuse for that. But if you look at the evidence that has piled up online in the last 24 to 48 hours, like, to me, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that the dude seems to be innocent.
Yeah, and then I guarantee you, the minute that Enzo is cleared of everything here, I'm sure Mr. Ed Nordholm gives him a call.
And if I'm Ed, I am not calling him.
If they're smart, they won't call him, so they'll call.
No. Trevor's right, so they'll call.
I mean, and to any indie promoters that are already looking to book Enzo, like, what the fuck's the matter with you? Like, seriously, like,
they're just trying to
like, Jesus Christ,
they're just trying to capitalize on the fame.
Yeah. Dude, even when he's cleared, I don't think he's going to draw a house for the amount of money that he's going to ask for to appear.
Yeah.
I feel his pro wrestling career is dead. I think it's over.
It would be something else if he was good in the ring, but he's not that great in the ring. So,
yeah, I think he's done. I think this is the last you see of him in professional wrestling. I don't think we ever see him again.
I wouldn't be surprised if he lands on Impact. I'm just saying.
Dude, they don't got the money to bring in Enzo Amore.
Yeah, Enzo may. Enzo may get to that point where nobody's calling. I better take this paycheck too.
Dude, if the guy thinks he's worth more than he is, and Impact does not have the financial situation or stability to offer a guy that can't really work a 5-star match in the ring, a big-time money contract with their company right now. They just can't do it.
Yeah.
You know, all the people they've let walk over the past 6 months, and you bring in Enzo Amore on a big money contract, that's not a good look for a company that's trying to do a whole lot of make good right now.
Well, I'm just under the impression that they wouldn't be paying him the big bucks. They would be one of the few that would pay him, and he should take what he gets.
Yeah, I don't think his ego would let him take it.
No.
I really don't. Like, I think he's going to be I think he's going to be asking for, like, Rey Mysterio money.
Yeah.
Like, Rey Mysterio asked for an outrageous price to do the independence, and I'm sure the deal with Impact was probably pretty highly outrageous, too. But here's the difference between Rey Mysterio and Enzo Amore. One, even in his old age, could wrestle circles around Enzo Amore, and two, Rey Mysterio is a big enough household name that if Rey Mysterio is at your local independent show signing autographs and working in the main event, you're likely to go spend $20 and go to the show. I don't think you're likely to do that with Enzo Amore.
And all your kids are going to want to go with you too, and you're going to spend that money for your kids too to get pictures with Rey and everything. So. Yeah, you're exactly right on that point. Yeah, and you're probably right. I mean, Enzo's probably so cocky. I mean, for those that don't know, this is Enzo in real life. He is that cocky and arrogant, and yeah, he probably won't take a lesser paycheck, but he may not have a choice. So that leads us to 205 Live, and I actually watched for the first time this year. Weird. Enzo gets fired, so I watched 205 Live to see what happens. And lo and behold, Daniel Bryan's on my television to start 205 Live and mentioned that Enzo Amore has abdicated the Cruiserweight title because the WWE likes using that word. Daniel mentioned how he was a part of the Cruiserweight Classic, how it led to 205 Live, and how this division has a special place in his heart. And he announces that next week a general manager will be named, and their first act will be to make a decision on the Cruiserweight Championship. I just watched 205 Live literally just before NXT tonight. But as soon as I heard this news, even before I saw the tweets and everything else, Matt, my initial thought was, what free agent would be perfect for this general manager role? And it's Shane Helms, ain't it?
Yeah, I've been pitching the Shane Helms campaign on Twitter since last night, and it has definitely picked up speed today.
And you're not the only one.
Yeah, I mean, beyond me, today, Cedric Alexander tweeted at him, which actually got a response from Hurricane on it, and then Matt Hardy put one out no more than an hour or two ago. So I feel like I was on the right track last night when I suggested Shane Helms as the general manager for 205 Live. I think it would be a fantastic idea. The dude's good on the microphone. People know who he is. To me, I feel like it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
To bring him in, it's star power, and you need people that people care about to tune in on 205 Live. Mm-hmm. You can't just have some jobber be the general manager.
No.
It's got to be someone that people care about, because they're going to look to replace Enzo Amore here with somebody that people are going to want to tune in and see.
Yeah.
And if it's not somebody important, nobody's going to care. Like, no offense to Drew Gulak. I love Drew Gulak. I think he had probably the best year of any cruiserweight last year without being champion. But Drew Gulak as general manager isn't going to move the needle on 205 Live. No. He's not going to bring in the new audience to watch the show. So...
And he didn't even, and in his promo this week on 205 Live, he didn't even say he wanted to be. He just says he supports the decision to appoint one and hopes that they have the right values. So he's not trying to campaign to be one, though I think it would be entertaining. But you're right, it needs to be someone big. If it can't be Sugar Shane Helms, the other one I thought was Rey Mysterio. I thought Rey Mysterio would be a great GM for the Cruiserweight division. This guy was the Cruiserweight division in WCW back in the day. I think he would be perfect for the job. Trevor, do you have any other ideas that you would like to see as general manager outside of Helms?
I mean, the only other ideas I have would be people that are already with the company, but at the same time, I don't know if they would actually move the needle at all. Like someone like a Dean Malenko or Billy Kidman come to mind.
Yeah,
I think Dean would be cool, but I don't think he'd move. I don't think he.
Yeah,
would
I don't think
move
he'd move the needle. Yeah,
he's too dry. He's too dry.
Well, not only that, I think he comes from like a time where like he was there during the Attitude Era, but not like a ton.
Yeah.
So it's kind of one of those things where a younger audience probably wouldn't know Dean as well.
Yeah, I mean he personifies the cruiserweight division. Us marks would love for him to be the general manager, but yeah, he wouldn't move the needle. Do you think it's possible that they could get Rey Mysterio? And I say this wouldn't only be for the GM job. I say you bring Rey Mysterio back, you put him on the Raw roster. That way he's there to be a GM, but he can also wrestle. Maybe.
No. So that's where you're crossing the line.
Okay.
If you want to bring him in as a general manager, actually, I'm really cool with that because not only is he going to sell merch, I do think he would be an attraction to that show. But I don't think under any circumstances that he should be in any type of match until at least next year.
Okay.
Like they could build up to a storyline where he had to get into the ring and face somebody on 205 Live, but I don't think he should be doing anything on Raw beyond being in an office with Kurt Angle, controlling the cruiserweight side of Monday Night Raw. I don't.
So you're saying they could bring Ray in just to do this and not wrestle, and that would be
why the hell not? The dude's getting up there in age.
Yeah,
he's a household name, but I think he would move the needle. And hell, getting a WWE paycheck to just come and be an authority figure on television every week, that seems like easy money that Mysterio might not be able to pass up.
Yeah, I think he would be. I think Helms would be great.
I think Helms would honestly be better for the role.
Yeah.
Just because I think Mysterio is still shorter than most of the cruiserweights on 205 Live. Sure. So I think Helms would actually,
as long
have
as
a better
Helms.
stature, and I think Helms is better on the microphone.
As long as it's Helms
in terms of cutting a promo than Rey Mysterio is as well.
As long as it's Helms and not Hurricane.
Dude,
it's going to be the Hurricane.
They could do shit with the Hurricane before. They don't have to do it at first, but they could easily do stuff with the Hurricane as time goes on. It would be fucking hilarious.
Yeah, they could do some segments where he changes back and forth, but I don't know, man. I don't know.
I'm all for. I want Shane Helms. I know we're not going to get Shane Helms. It's going to be someone disappointing. Like I already feel like I am setting myself up to be disappointed. So because that's just the WWE way. I don't think it's going to be
205 Live General Manager Titus O'Neil.
See, I could see that. And I can also see myself slamming my head against the wall repeatedly. So, yeah.
I want the general manager to be Akira Tozawa as Vince McMahon.
That segment was funny as hell.
That segment was so short, but fucking hilarious. Tozawa did a great Vince imitation.
It was good.
I watched 205 Live for the first time this year. I liked pairing the Luchadors together, Lindsay, Gran Metalik, and Kalisto. I think making them maybe a face stable with those guys would not be a bad idea. I learned TJ Perkins is finally back on TV, so that's good. Obviously, the Zoe train's done, so we just got to work with Daivari and Nice's heels. I think Gulak will transition into a face, I think. Don't quote me on that. And I thought Gallagher and Itami was pretty damn good, and Alexander and Mustafa Ali. I mean, come on, that you knew that was going to be pretty damn good. So I thought Mustafa was going to pin Cedric just to kind of muddy up that situation a little bit, but
no, because I think Cedric's going to be involved in whatever the title picture presents itself, and it's not his fucking fault.
No,
He keeps getting dicked over. The last thing WWE should do right now is punish him because Enzo Amore is a dumbass.
I think they should just anoint him as the champ.
No.
They should just give it to him. But if they had a match or like a battle royal or a tournament, like something like I think that's
Well, Cedric's
way
the
better.
clear-cut number one contender, so we have a battle royal for the other guy. How about that? And then like the winners, Hideo Itami. I think Hideo Itami would work better as the top heel for 205 Live than a babyface. I think it's hard to tell because these guys get absolutely no reaction. I mean, shit, half the crowd left on this week. So, hey.
I mean, it's a shame, but it's because they've conditioned us to not feel like their storylines or anything they do is important. So, if you don't put them over as important, then why do we feel it's important to watch? Because I don't remember the last time I watched 205 Live.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time I did either until I watched last night's. I didn't watch until just right before NXT tonight, but yeah. There's a new guy at the Performance Center by the name of Derek Bateman. Are
you saying the Performance Center is in trouble? Trouble!
Yes. EC3 is at the Performance Center. Get excited, kids. Do you think he still shows up at the Rumble, or is it a front row at Philly Takeover Philly? What do you think, Matt?
Well, he had a indie date scheduled for the day of the Royal Rumble, which he pulled out of. So to me, I don't pull out of a guaranteed payday unless I'm going to do something. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm not working the internet. I'm not going to work the internet and lose a payday and then not do anything.
Do you think EC3 is just going? Do you think EC3 is just going to the Performance Center to just kind of get the way WWE does things kind of back in his mind, so he's then ready, and then he just goes straight up to the main roster? Or do you think...
I think he's someone that can immediately go to the main roster because he's done the WWE main roster stuff before.
Yeah.
As far as the cameras and everything, that the way WWE operates, he already knows all that.
Yeah.
He's already been there. He's already done that. So he's not somebody that has to go to NXT because he's already essentially been in NXT and WWE before.
Where unlike like a James Storm or a Finn Balor, they never did. So
exactly. No, I feel like he'd be benefited by going to NXT first, just because I feel like they'll use him better down there. But I would not be surprised to see him enter the Royal Rumble on Sunday.
Trevor, what are your thoughts? Should we? You think WWE will put him right into the main roster since he does have that lengthy NXT stay, and actually he had some substantial storylines, mainly with Fandango back in those days. Johnny Curtis, so he's already been there and done that. So do you think he just jumps right into that main roster starting with Sunday?
I mean, that's definitely possible. I don't know. I mean, he could have also canceled his indie date because he was going to be on NXT, and then obviously he'll be in Philly and wouldn't be able to get back to that show in time, or be
in the front row on Saturday night.
Right, yeah. So, I mean, they could do that. They could have him do something at the end of the night, or...
Yeah, it's a thing WWE could have required him. They wanted him to be backstage at the Rumble the next day.
Yeah.
And we're going to bring you in to sit you front row at NXT, but we want you here backstage and introduce yourself to the talent tomorrow. I mean, that totally can happen.
And I think like Matt said, I think he'd be better off going to NXT first. Just not because he needs it for seasoning or anything like that. I think more to get him back into the WWE consciousness.
See, that's why I think he went to the Performance Center to kind of get refamiliarized.
Well,
with that.
I mean more from a fan perspective. To get back into that, because there are a lot of fans that will watch WWE that don't watch anything else. At all. So
can you put him in the Rumble and then still send him back to NXT, or?
I mean, you can do that.
Or would you just do one or the other?
You can do that. I mean, obviously they had, Rusev and Ty Dillinger in the Rumble before, and they weren't brought up immediately. Mm-hmm. But I just don't know if he's gonna have that. If they just put him in the Rumble, I just don't know if he's gonna have that recognition from someone who doesn't know the indie scene or TNA. You know,
it's the right crowd to introduce him in front of.
Philly is going to know him, yeah.
Philly is going to know who EC3 is.
Oh, they're going to sing along to his old. They're going to sing along to his old TNA theme when he gets in.
I feel like it's one of these safe towns. Like if this was in St. Louis, Missouri, no fucking way should EC3 debut in the Royal Rumble. But since this is in Philadelphia, I feel that they could put him in there and people will know who he is and he will get a reaction because people know who he is. I think the venue is right. Just like when AJ debuted 2 years ago in Orlando, I feel that was the perfect location to debut AJ Styles with the WWE.
But I would also say
past 12 years. So
I mean, I would also say that AJ is more well known than EC3 is.
Well, no, I'm not.
And I mean that's
either.
Yeah,
but
I mean that's
Philly's a more
that's
hard
no slight on
town than Orlando is.
No, it's AJ was on top of TNA when they were drawing 1 million, and EC3 was on top when they were drawing 300,000. So, you know,
right. And you know, EC3's big, like as far as like indie circles go and stuff, and
I think the top places they could debut him and not have to worry about the reaction would be Philadelphia, Chicago,
Orlando.
I wouldn't put him out anywhere else. I think being in Philadelphia,
Brooklyn maybe
gives them a really good Brooklyn maybe. I would lean on the other 3 locations I said first.
Yeah.
But I feel he'll get a good reaction in Philly if he's in the Rumble. Like I don't know what they're gonna do with him. I worry he's gonna get lost in the WrestleMania shuffle. But hell, you know why the hell not?
I mean, if he's in the Rumble, then where does he go from there? Like that's kind of the thing. Like
I say, debut him at 3. Keep him in there for a good 20 minutes. You know, have him have a good run, and then you go from wherever you decide to go with him. NXT, SmackDown, Raw.
I mean, the problem is they already have so many guys floating in the middle on SmackDown and Raw that never get used. It's like, what are they going to have a spot?
Trevor,
for, you know,
Trevor, question: do you pair him with Rockstar Spud immediately?
I don't. What if Rockstar Spud is the GM of
that? I've seen that be brought up too.
I absolutely hate that idea.
Yeah,
the dude can work.
Yeah.
And 2, he is not a big enough recognizable name that can move the meter. I think he could. By EC3 side, I think he could be the Ricardo Rodriguez to EC3's Alberto Del Rio.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you there. I just don't know, like, because WWE, like, they're so weird sometimes, because, like, you have some people that do have managers, but then at other times they're, like, lukewarm on managers right now. Like, it's hard to tell whether or not they'll actually want somebody like him who can't, like, I mean, EC3 can talk, so he's not a guy that necessarily needs a manager, you know, so it's kind of hard to say. I was thinking
more of, like, the ring announcer role. For like Ricardo was for Alberto. I feel like that's just something that would be a great way to introduce Rockstar Spud to the WWE audience, and then eventually, you know, get him in the matches and, you know, and build up his recognition that way.
And if you have EC3 on Raw or SmackDown, both of those work, because then you could have Spud be Spud's already there for 205 Live, and then of course what the Cruiserweights will do on Raw. So you could easily work him in with the main roster and the Cruiserweights at the same time, which I'm a fan of, kind of meshing those worlds together like they have been a little bit lately, with, like, say, with Atami's debut, kind of paying Finn Balor back for what Balor did for Atami. Stuff like that. Gold Dust with Cedric Alexander, I thought, has been entertaining. So I think they could do that with Rockstar Spud and EC3 on the main roster, and Spud branches off. It'd be kind of funny. They reverse roles on 205 Live, and EC3 is like the manager for Spud in the Cruiserweight division. I think that'd be kind of funny almost, but it's interesting though, man. I'm definitely gonna be glued to the television set when entrant number 3 comes out. That's for damn sure. to see if it indeed is EC3. Just announced today, Stephanie McMahon has announced that she will be on commentary for the Women's Royal Rumble match this Sunday. And you hear Matt sighing, so I don't really have to ask him what he thinks about it. So, Trevor, what do you think about Stephanie McMahon being on the commentary team for the Women's Royal Rumble match this week?
So I wonder if this confirms that Beth Phoenix is in the Royal Rumble.
Oh, because you figure she would be the commentary for
Well,
this?
I mean, they have her commentating Mixed Match Challenge. I don't know why they wouldn't just use her in the Rumble match, too, unless she's in it.
Yeah, I kind of wonder if she is, too, because I believe if my calculations
y'all act like commentators have never been in the Royal Rumble before.
Well, yeah, that's true. But maybe they want her to have more of a prolonged role in it and not just be like, oh my god, I'm in the Rumble, and then gets like immediately tossed out because she needs to do commentary.
She gets JBL'd.
Yeah. You know.
Well, there are 12 spots of surprises, so. And speaking of which, with Lita not being on Raw 25, was this kind of we're just holding her back a bit because we're bringing her back for the Rumble, or is there something weird going on? Do you know, Matt?
I'll tell you this right now. If she's not in the Royal Rumble, there's something going on. I feel like she wasn't at Raw because she's going to be in the Royal Rumble. Yeah, dude. If she's not in the Royal Rumble on Sunday, there's something going on.
Well,
between Lita and WWE.
On Monday, she tweeted on Monday night, I may have not made the guest list, but at least I made it on the chair. So she doesn't seem like she is angry about it. So maybe.
I mean, there is
she could have had another schedule on Monday. We don't know.
A lot of wrestlers did. Bret Hart, Edge, they had stuff they couldn't make it.
There's also the rumor that she got into it with a top female talent when she was working there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Who? Do we?
I don't know. I don't know who it is.
Charlotte.
If I were to guess, I would guess Charlotte, but I don't know if that would be the case or not. But
interesting.
I mean, that's the rumor.
That's some hot news. That's some hot news right there that I did not know.
That was on it was on PW Insider's No Name show today.
I would have said Bayley, but I would have said Bayley, but she's not a top talent in the WWE right
now. Well, I mean, but they said that they could never confirm the story, so that's why they never reported it. So it's hard to say whether it was real or not.
You would think if that's the case, if she's not there on Sunday, there's probably some where there's smoke, there's water type deal.
Yeah,
and
if it's not in the Rumble, then there might be an actual.
And the question is, you have to look at the roster and think who has enough political pull backstage to keep a legend / talent like Lita out of the WWE umbrella. Charlotte would be someone that would immediately come to mind.
Someone that has a legend father.
Yeah.
I mean, the one with the biggest clout, I would think, would be Charlotte. I mean, other than that, the only ones I could think of would be. Maybe Sasha.
Bliss?
Or Bliss, yeah.
As much as they've pushed her over the last year, it may be Bliss.
But I mean, honestly,
I think she's going to be in the Rumble on Sunday. So if she's not.
Yeah, I mean, I hope she is.
I think based on her our post on Monday night, I think it's kind of like a hey wink. Too bad I wasn't there. But I'm on the chair. So.
Okay, Peter Griffin. No, I think she'll be there Sunday. If she's not, we have something to discuss and debate on the Royal Rumble post-game show.
Are you saying we have something to wrestle with on Sunday night?
My God, will you stop?
All right, JB, you're fired.
I love you.
Fired, JB. Me and Matt are gonna finish this one out.
Too bad I'm in charge of the recording.
All right, I'll give you that this time.
All right, ratings. Total Divas got almost 600,000, so double of Impact Wrestling. And speaking of Impact Wrestling, they're holding steady at 309,000, so I guess that's better than a kick in the nuts. Monday Night Raw. A lot of people wanted to see what Raw 25 was all about. We mentioned on last week's show that only twice since the start of 2016 did Raw top 4 million, and it was the Monday after the Rumble and the Monday after Mania, both in 2016. They never topped 4 million at all in 2017. And those 2 times that they did top 4 million, it was barely. Raw 25, it didn't just barely eclipse 4 million. It went 4.5. The first hour narrowly drew 5 million viewers. Second hour, 4.64 million, and then there's that third hour drop off of 4.14 million. So Matt was right.
Told you. I knew it was going to happen. The hype was too big. The hype was way too big for them not to draw that number on Monday.
It was a success.
It's hard, dude. It's hard to argue that it wasn't. You could say whatever you want about the show. But the media coverage that they got from it, the fact that the Empire State Building was lit up red on Monday night for Raw, and the fact that they drew almost 5 billion viewers in for one of their 3 hours, it was a bona fide success, whether you liked the show or not.
Yep. So on that same token, Matt, are you surprised that SmackDown Live didn't get any of that momentum going into... Okay.
No.
Yeah,
not even a little bit.
SmackDown Live's been kind of lackluster lately, as evidenced by Matt just completely undressing Road Dogg last week, I think.
That sounds nasty.
That was dirty, but not meant to be dirty. This time it wasn't meant to be dirty. Slight drop for SmackDown Live, just down about 20,000 to 2.58 million, but a good show though. What the hell was that? Somebody
I think Trevor kicked the bucket.
Somebody spitting in the spittoon?
You okay over there, Trevor?
Trevor playing the Gong Show. Trevor's playing
I told you he kicked the bucket.
Trevor's playing the Gong Show or something here. Well, the longest running episodic segment in Lost to the Midcard history is who left Impact Wrestling this week. This week it wasn't someone wanting to leave, it was someone that was told to leave, even though they said it was a mutual decision, but it was more like, yeah, you're done. Hanaya, the Huntress, is no longer with Impact Wrestling after a very short stint. Rumor is that she rejected the idea of jobbing in 90 seconds to Su Yung, Rich Swann's wife, and that led to the exit from the company. So Hanaya the Huntress no longer with Impact Wrestling.
I heard she quit
because of not wanting to do it.
Yeah, I heard after the creative was given to her, she was like, "Yeah, I'm not doing it, and we're done." I heard she said they were gonna wrap up the dates that weekend, and she was leaving. So if Impact wants to say she was fired, that's fine. I heard she was the one that said she was done, and I heard that Impact didn't really have a problem with it. So
I mean, of all the people to have a big head, like, I mean, no offense to her, like, I mean, she's talented,
but she just got her biggest. Like, she just got the biggest job of her career.
I mean, she was in Ring of Honor, so I would say that's marginally bigger than TNA.
No offense, I'm not jobbing out to Rich Swann's wife in 90 seconds either.
Yeah, you are, Matt.
No,
Don't lie to us.
No,
Don't
I'm
lie
not.
to us.
No. The only reason, dude. Look, let's call a spade a spade. Su Yung, not that great. Like, she's okay. She's okay. She's not in the upper echelon of the independent female talent out there right now. If she was, she wouldn't be an Impact. She would be on WWE's radar. She would have been in NXT already, especially due to her relationship with her husband. The fact that she's down there at Impact, the only reason Impact brought her in is because they hope WWE releases her husband so they can bring him in for the X Division later on this year.
Yep.
And that's all it is. She is employed by association of who her husband is. And there's a chance that they're crossing their fingers and toes right now that they can bring Rich Swann to the Impact Zone in 2018. And other than that, that's the only reason why she's there. So, honestly, I don't blame Hania for not wanting the job to Rich Swann's wife in 90 seconds either. I don't blame her a bit.
Well, now that the Women of Honor are going to get their own title, maybe she goes back there.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I loved her matches with Mandy Leon.
Yeah, they were good. New York Post has comments from UFC President Dana White, and on a recent interview, talked about CM Punk and Brock Lesnar. White says he's willing to give CM Punk another chance in the octagon, but no date or opponent have been set. He says, I like that guy. He's a good dude. He wants one more. He wants to get another shot. I'm going to give it to him. Dana doesn't see Ronda Rousey returning to the UFC for another fight. Gee, I wonder why. He did admit that he believes Brock Lesnar will return to the UFC after his one-year ban has been completed, commenting, I think he'll give it one more run. I just think Brock loves to fight. Oh, if we heard Cult of Personality on Sunday, ooh, that would break the internet.
I think if we hear that or Daniel Bryan's theme, the internet's going to break.
I'm just waiting for a Cult of Personality to play, and Dolph Ziggler comes out. Oh, wouldn't that be just a ultimate heat? We'd be pissed, but it'd be brilliant. Matt, did you watch Impact last week? He has to think about it.
I honestly don't remember.
Impact Wrestling created a Survey Monkey, and they want to know what you thought of last week's Impact.
Yeah, because I did fill out the survey.
Did you? Okay.
Yes, I told them that Hania shouldn't have been jobbing out to Rich Swann's wife in 90 seconds. So, yeah, that was me, TNA, baby.
You've just skewed the results.
My God. Trevor, you watch Impact anymore?
No.
This show is gonna.
Honestly, I barely watch Raw most weeks. So you think I'm gonna watch Impact?
This show is actually gonna give Impact another try once the new tapings kick in. So. Yeah. For those that still use that little disc called a DVD, there's a bunch of DVDs coming out in the next few months. Some of the, of course, obviously pay-per-views, but some of the main things, the Raw 25th anniversary comes out on April 3rd, Best of the Hardy Boys on May 1st, and unreleased Randy Savage matches on May 29th.
Ooh, yeah!
Let me tell you something there, brother. And
DVD cream rises to the top.
Breaking news.
Really?
Not for you or me, but this came out during NXT tonight. In addition to these DVDs that are coming out, Mike Johnson, a PW Insider, has announced that old WWF Coliseum home videos are going to be added to the WWE Network next month. There will be 38 videos uploaded to the video on demand section the first week of February. The Coliseum videos have been planned for some time, although there was talk of internally instead adding old WCW Thunder episodes once the lawsuit by Bagwell and Raven was done. But now they're going to go ahead with some of the WCW or WWF Coliseum home videos. Matt, it's pretty damn cool, isn't it?
Oh yeah, dude, I loved Coliseum home video back in the day. There should be some really entertaining stuff they have in the archives that I'd like to sit down and watch again.
And Mike Johnson also says he can confirm the front runner of stuff to be added in March are old episodes of WWF All-Star Wrestling from the 1970s. So you guys see old Vinnie Mac do some interviews.
Meh.
I know. Congrats go out to Kofi Kingston, who just the other day celebrated 10 years with the WWE. Some injury updates for you. Samoa Joe will not be cleared in time for the Rumble. I was hoping it was a ruse and he would be number 30 and he'd throw out John Cena, but no. And apparently he was supposed to be in Elias's spot at Raw 25. No time frame for his return. Rumors are that he's being replaced on the Madison Square Garden card in March as well. So.
Oh my God, that's not good.
No. So hopefully, actually, I think he's already been replaced with The Miz.
Shit.
Well, they could also be taking a precautionary measure, especially since he's not on TV right now. That way they don't play their hand.
It's just the fact he missed Mania. They didn't have him do Mania last year, and he'd already debuted prior. Like, if he misses Mania again this year, that's gonna really fucking suck for him.
And they could have debuted him at the Rumble last year too, but they chose to wait till the night after.
Yeah.
Jason Jordan's been held out of action due to an ongoing injury. PW Insider cannot confirm what the injury is, but he did not work live events for the second straight week. I don't think he really got in the action on Monday either, did he?
He's just got knee in the face.
Yeah. Kevin Owens also held out from SmackDown live events over the weekend, doing an ongoing injury issue. It sounds like it related to his back.
But yeah, they totally set that up on SmackDown last night. I think he's going to have a minimal impact on the 2-on-1 match on Sunday.
Sammy's going to be the workhorse for that one.
Yeah, I do. I think it's very heavily going to be the one-on-one match with Sammy and Styles, and Owens will be there, but I don't think he's going to get heavily physically involved throughout the match.
A great guy that a lot of us know. That was a big part of the WWE for a long time. Jim Johnson. He finally broke his silence with Newsweek. Discussed his 32-year tenure with the WWE, composing some of the most iconic themes, of course, in history. And on today's themes, Johnson commented, what's being produced just feels too homogenous. It's just music that plays. It doesn't feel like each guy is really themed. All the women have a dance music kind of thing, and it's lots and lots of loud sound effects. What makes me the worst is not anything that happened to me or negativity towards the composers. I feel bad for the talent trying to build careers for themselves when I don't feel like they're being served well enough to become stars. Before Stone Cold was Stone Cold, he was the ringmaster. Ringmaster's theme was something I wrote for him. The music can make such a difference for a person and how they perform. The same guy who was dead in the water as the ringmaster after a couple of tweaks, different music, different attitude, he becomes one of the most popular guys in the history of the genre. I'm wondering who is working currently in the WWE who is an absolute superstar, but because they're wrapped up in a homogenous piece of clothing, they're stuck and can't break out. I would hope they would really try to brand each guy and woman as an individual. Trevor, what do you think about Jim Johnston breaking his silence on the music for today?
I mean, he sounds like any old dude that makes music.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest.
I'd have to agree.
These damn kids and their damn hippie music.
I feel that a lot of WWE music is very contemporary.
Generic.
So the fact that I think he's just, even though he says there's no sour grapes, I think there's a little bit of sour grapes.
There is, because he's mentioned in other interviews since he got fired that about how there was hardly any contact with Vince McMahon after 32 years of working for the man, and also talked about how nobody gets credited after Raw and SmackDown. There's no credits, so which, I mean, I can understand that, but at the same time, who really looks at the credits?
Yeah, right.
But I guess it's I guess it's something resume-wise, but at the same time, I think you can prove that you worked for the WWE. I don't think it's going to be that hard.
Yeah, I mean, there's a DVD set with him on it.
There's CDs that came out. The WWE, the music volume 1 through whatever. His name's all over it.
But I mean, they did do that like the music of kind of thing at one point. So, I mean, there's proof there. I mean, who knows? Maybe the dude's like gonna retire now.
Well, I'm sure he got some money in the bank working for Vince for 32 years.
Right.
Chelsea Green's first appearance after Impact Wrestling is going to happen on February 8th for Major League Wrestling. She's going to take on Priscilla Kelly in Orlando, and that evening is also going to involve MVP, Jeff Cobb, which is Matanza on Lucha Underground, Matt Riddle, Shane Strickland, who is Killshot on Lucha Underground as well. So fully expect her to be in NXT very soon, right, Matt?
Yeah, I would say it's just a matter of time.
Do you, I was kind of talking about this with somebody earlier this week. The Lunatic Lush thing was a unique character. Do you use some sort of semblance of that with her on NXT?
No.
Okay. It helped her stand out.
No.
So
I thought it was an absolute disservice to her as a talent.
okay.
I absolutely hated that shit on Impact. I think a lot of people don't take her seriously because of what they've seen from her on Impact. Her independent work is really good, and I think that character, I think, is a big reason why a lot of people don't take her seriously as an in-ring performer.
Okay.
So no, I would not use that in NXT, and I would just repackage her and bring her in as her.
Good news for those that may be traveling to New Orleans for Supercard of Honor. Kota Ibushi will be on the card for that event on WrestleMania weekend. I don't think
that's going to be the Cody Ibushi rematch then.
Probably. They haven't announced who yet, but yeah, that's probably good.
Cody mentioned in an interview recently that he wanted to have another match with Ibushi, and it would 98% be in the United States. So if Ibushi's coming into work ROH WrestleMania weekend, that's when it's happening.
Or he's talking about the All In show.
Oh man, that's a lot of. If I'm doing the All In show, I'm not bringing in New Japan talent.
Who is Cody?
The price to bring people in from Japan is just it's not cost effective.
Yeah,
there's enough big indie talent in America and Canada that they could fill this show up without having to bring over people from Japan.
Who would you have Cody face? Who would Cody have Cody face at All In?
Oh, at All In, it's gonna be him and Omega.
Oh yeah,
I think all that. I think everything's built into that.
Yeah, there's been some cracks in the foundation.
Yeah, I think the main event of All In will be Cody versus Omega.
Trevor, you got any interest in going to the All In show?
It's not going to be anywhere that I can go to locally, so no. I mean, I'd be interested if I could get to it.
I was going to say if it's in driving distance of you would go, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. See, a lot of wrestling fans will. I think they're going to benefit wherever they end up. I really hope it's Philly, because if it's Philly, I'm going. If it's Chicago, probably not.
Yeah, for me,
I would really like to go.
Yeah, for me, if it's Chicago, I'm probably going. If it's Philly, we'll see how much flights are. But I will still consider it. So, all right. Randy Orton's wife was not happy at the WWE, as she was wondering why Randy Orton wasn't on Raw 25. At first, I thought this was a ruse because Mike Johnson said he was going to be there, but no. Kind of surprised, Matt, that
what Orton the fuck were they gonna do with them?
RKO somebody.
I'm just saying. Look what they did with everybody else from SmackDown. Styles was in a backstage segment with Mean Gene. Charlotte was there at a backstage segment with Alexa Bliss. Daniel Bryan stared down The Miz. What the fuck were they gonna do with Orton on Raw? You know, if they were to use Orton in anything, I guess they could have used him at something at the Manhattan Center. But there was no reason for him to be there. Like, I get that he's a big part of Raw's history, and I get that he's a big name on the roster. But they're really in that 3 hours. Could you give me one spot where Orton would have fit in? Like, I can't. I can't.
He could have RKO'd someone out of anywhere, dude.
He's the legend killer. He could have killed the legend.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you could have done.
If he's a heel, yeah, that would have been fine. But in his current incarnation, that wouldn't work.
Yeah, he should be a heel.
He most certainly should be a heel.
Crowd sure popped hard when he RKO'd Nakamura, though.
People always pop for the RKO out of nowhere. It's like Mick Foley naming the hometown city. It's a guaranteed pop.
That was well done, though. At least watching it on TV, that was well done. Matt, did you watch any of the off-camera Manhattan Center stuff after Raw? Did you watch any of those videos?
I have heard about all of it, but I haven't seen any of it.
The Miz showed up with the title to a raucous ovation, and it was great. It was great. Miz put his hand up, and the entire Manhattan Center shushed each other. That was just great. They knew when the hand went up, your mouth goes shut. And then so Miz kind of went babyface and led that famous line with the crowd. I thought that was a sweet moment. And then of course the Miz came back, interrupted Balor Club and DX, and they put a whooping to him, and Rollins was out there too, and he curb stomped Miz. And then Jeff Hardy came out, did his little obsolete song for the crowd with Matt. He got in the ring. He I don't know if you saw the video or not, Matt, but Jeff moved around pretty well. I don't know what his timetable is to come back from that torn labrum, but he was moving around pretty good. I wonder, it might be pushing it, but
I honestly, I know earlier you mentioned that you felt the Manhattan Center got screwed over. And maybe just from the average viewer sitting at home, maybe they did.
No, the crowd was chanting.
Yes, at a certain point of the night, they were pissed. After the second cruiserweight match, they were angry. But I think all the stuff that they got in the final 2 hours with the Hardys reunion that nobody else got to see, and Ric Flair coming out with DX and in the Balor Club that nobody got to see, and Rollins and Miz earlier in the show, and I think all that special stuff that they got just for them that nobody else got to see unless you were watching it, from a fan cam on Twitter. I think they got some special stuff at that venue.
You think that made up for it?
I do. I do think it made up for it.
Do you think they did it on the fly?
No,
because
this was not. This was not done on the fly. WWE doesn't do anything on the fly. Their product would be a lot better if they did things on the fly.
Vince changes shit on the fly all the time. What do you mean?
Never for the good, never for the better.
Yeah, good point. But yeah, Hardy was moving. Jeff was moving around that ring pretty good. Of course, I'm fade away. He said that Matt Hardy said that even though he lost the battle, he's still going to win the Great War. And Brother Nero said that Wyatt is going to fade away and classify himself as obsolete. And
speaking of which, are we going to be talking about Woken to Broken on the show?
Yep. Yes,
all right, good. Just making sure.
Stay tuned. Yeah, I wonder if Jeff Hardy is going to return Sunday. It's probably pushing it, and probably a no. I mean, all he did was.
When was he out again?
He had surgery early October.
Oh man, I don't think he's.
Yeah, it's usually 6 months for a torn labrum. So
I just want the dude back in time for Mania. Yeah. I'm not bringing him back before him and risk him.
Yeah.
Risk him doing worse damage to himself.
It was still good to see him in the poker game, though. It was good to see him on camera again, at least. And of course, yes, for those wondering, word backstage is that yes, he's going to be coming back as Brother Nero at some point in time. So,
can we hire MVP back already?
I think he is in the Rumble.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
That's very possible. Yeah.
I did a kind of me putting together the entrance of the Royal Rumble from 1 to 30, and I kicked it off with Owens because they're going to lose obviously to AJ. And
Owens is too hurt, dude. Owens isn't working the Rumble.
Yeah, I didn't know he was
hurt. I didn't know he was hurt at the time, so I said, as a way for Shane to screw Owens even further, he's going to put Owens in at 1, and then Balor's going to be at number 2. EC3 comes in at 3. I had Eric Young as the NXT guy because I think Sanity's getting called up. So I had Eric Young as the NXT guy that shows up on the Rumble, and then Sanity will debut after Mania.
I think they'd probably bring Killian Dane up. Or Killian Dane as the entrant in the Rumble.
I could see that too.
I don't put Dane in the Rumble. They already did him in the Andre Battle Royal last year.
That's true.
I put a more well-known NXT. If I'm putting an NXT talent in the Rumble, I'm putting in a more well-known, recognizable
Philly will know Eric
talent
Young.
in. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, but I think Philly will know Killian Dane too.
I would put in Adam Cole.
Oh my God, how loud is that going to be at the Wells Fargo Center when Adam Cole comes out and puts up those hands?
I was originally going to say Aleister Black, but I think him. I don't think you want to debut Black in that environment.
I don't know.
I would put Cole in there instead.
I don't know. I listened to Triple H's conference call today, and he called Aleister Black a fast rising star.
Oh yeah, but Philly is an ROH town, man.
Well, Aleister Black could be fast rising to the point of winning the NXT Championship in New Orleans.
Yeah, but at the same time, there was also rumors of them calling up Aleister Black like pretty soon after he debuted. So
there were also rumors of putting him on 205 Live, which better not happen.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. But
some other stuff
that would be a disaster for that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess we're getting a little off topic here, but let's keep getting off topic. Matt, did you like my idea? Because you know how we said that when we did the marquees that nobody could listen to. NXT, just the logistics is hard to build a long-term feud, but yet there seems to be the ability for a long-term feud in place between Black and Cole. Would you like that?
Not if they call one of them up afterwards.
Good point. But hey, let's say they don't. Do you like how they meet for a third time inside the first time ever Hell in a Cell in NXT in New Orleans?
No,
you don't like?
No, because in my eyes, Cole versus Black is the number one contenders match for New Orleans. I think if Black wins, Gargano's taking the title on Saturday. No, I mean if Cole wins, Gargano's taking the title on Saturday, and it'll be Cole and Gargano in New Orleans. And if Black wins, Almas, Captain Dumbass retains and drops the title to Black in New Orleans. I believe the winner of Cole and Black become the NXT champion in New Orleans.
Okay, back to the Royal Rumble. I'm gonna blame Titus O'Neil for entering the Royal Rumble for killing my dream because I ran out of room. I wanted to put Harper in at 11, and then Kurt Hawkins in at 12, and then Rowan in at 13, just because Kurt Hawkins is the crash test dummy of the WWE right now.
I hate it when tag teams are in the Royal Rumble. I don't want any of them, man.
I think the Bludgeon Brothers are going to be in it, though.
I hope they're not.
I got Nakamura coming in at 15, and I got him winning it. Nobody's ever won it from 15, so I think they would give Nakamura a unique number to win it from.
As long as he wins, I don't give a fuck what number he comes out as.
Exactly. But I got MVP coming in at number 20. I don't think they brought him back just to play poker on Monday night.
I hope not.
Just my 2 cents, because the guy could still go. I mean, look at his New Japan stuff, and look at his Impact Wrestling stuff. And then after that, like some of the highlights would be Elias at 25, The Miz at 26, and like Bo Dallas is already in it, and then Axel comes in like at 28. I put
Man,
John
you're
Cena
really
in
putting some shit ass people at the end of the Rumble. Thanks,
that's
JP.
That's because they do that every year.
No, yeah, when it always fucking sucks. We need some good people in this year.
I put Cena at 27.
I hate when they have the idiots at the end, and you're like, oh, well, that's a waste of a spot. He's not doing anything.
Yeah, he always does this. So that's why I did it, because he did it with Enzo last year. I put 27. I put John Cena just to troll the internet because 27's the number that's won the most Royal Rumbles. And so then Michael Cole will say, John Cena could be the 5th person to win from 27 and really piss off the internet.
Why do you want to piss off the internet? What did the internet do to you?
Because it's fun. But yeah, I had Joe at 30 because I was hoping and praying that he would be back and he would eliminate Cena, and there you go. But yeah, unfortunately, no. And John Cena ain't gonna win the Rumble because well, he's doing just fine in Hollywood. Ferdinand is nominated for an Academy Award, and apparently he might be in talks to be playing Duke Nukem. They're gonna make a Duke Nukem movie.
The last game went over so well.
I loved Duke Nukem back in the day.
Yeah, but Duke Nukem Forever should have stayed gone forever.
Yeah, basically, Duke Nukem was just basically Doom with strippers. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it had a time and place, but I don't think Duke Nukem as a character works in 2018.
Or a movie, let alone a movie. I mean, unless it's straight to DVD, I don't know.
It definitely doesn't sound like it's straight to DVD.
No, John Cena's not straight to DVD.
Wow.
At least not anymore, I guess.
Yeah, he's not a Marine.
Ouch.
Pal.
You dick.
Bubba Ray Dudley.
How dare you treat The Miz like that?
Took to Twitter the day after Raw 25. Said it was fun to be back in the ring with Devon, playing the hits, quote unquote. And thanks to the Universe in New York City for the pop. And thanks WWE for the invite. And Ring of Honor for working with him to make it happen. See you down the road.
Oh, that's why Orton wasn't there. Those two fuckers hate each other.
Oh.
That's why they didn't bring Orton in.
That's a shoot?
Yeah, dude. They don't like each other at all. I bet you that's why Orton wasn't at Raw on Monday. They didn't want those two in the same building.
Well, when Bubba says "see you down the road," that'll be Hall of Fame. So
I have actually heard that they're penciled in.
Hopefully they'll
be inducted this year.
Hopefully they'll pan to Orton then when they're giving their speech.
You're such a dick.
Yeah, I heard Dudley's are pretty much a lock for Hall of Fame. And Bret Hart, I hope Bret gets his wish because he last week he posted that he really wants to get the Hart Foundation in while Neidhart is still able to physically be there. His health is kind of not going too well, and
that would be a fantastic Weasley way to get Owen Hart in the Hall of Fame, and not have to hear his wife bitch about it.
It would also make a great Total Diva storyline.
Here's the thing though, Matt. Owen Hart. Okay, the Hart Foundation.
I'm talking about the Hart Foundation from the '90s with Brett, Anvil,
that only lasted for
Bulldog and Pillman.
That only lasted for 6 months in 1997.
Coco Beware's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Drew Carey's in the Hall of Fame. Are we really debating on what's worthy of being in the Hall of Fame?
No, I'm just.
It was an awesome fucking run.
Yeah,
I'm saying.
That was Brett's best run.
I agree.
Well, yeah, it's where he got to the top.
And dude, they could just run. It could just be the Hart Foundation, period. In general, like it could be the entire run of the Hart Foundation, because the Hart Foundation was around in the '80s. They could put Jimmy Hart in there too. It could be the Hart Foundation from '80s to the end of the '90s when it ended. They could totally do that.
Yeah.
It can be the Hart Foundation from then, now, and forever.
There you go.
Did you get paid? Did you get paid to say that, Trevor?
Yes.
I will give you this though.
I love it.
When Brett started going to singles careers, Owen and Neidhart were the new foundation for quite a while. So, but yeah, the one with
they had sweet early '90s outfits too.
Everybody had sweet early '90s outfits and fanny packs.
Lies.
WWE has trademarked the Irresistible Force. I don't know if the Unmovable Object has been trademarked, but the Irresistible Force has been, and also Ms. and Mrs. And Baywatch, starring The Rock, earned 4 Razzie nominations.
I'm shocked.
I thought that movie was kind of funny.
I told you it was terrible.
I saw it in the theater, and I thought it was funny.
What's that say about JB, Trevor?
It was okay at best.
Well, I didn't say it was a classic. I said it was funny.
Very much like JB, it was okay at best.
Like I'm a classic, I know.
I
know this is gonna break Matt's heart, but Samir Singh is out of action for 6 months with a torn ACL.
Oh no! Whatever will Jinder Mahal and the Maharaja do without one of the Singhs?
Turn babyface.
Yeah, I don't care.
SummerSlam is on sale February 2nd, Groundhog Day. 4th year in a row in Brooklyn, of course. So that February 2nd is when the sale begins for SummerSlam.
I really hope this is their last year in Brooklyn.
I miss it being in LA. I liked it when it was in LA.
I felt the atmosphere was better in LA.
Yeah.
Brooklyn's had enough shit lately. It's time to take it away from them. They've become a spoiled brat crowd.
Yeah.
So I would prefer this to be the last big weekend for Brooklyn for a while. Make them earn it back.
But it's all about the money. Just announced today, the 2019 Royal Rumble will be held in a baseball stadium, Chase Field in Phoenix, Arizona, home of the Diamondbacks, on Sunday, January 27th in 2019. It's a retractable roof stadium, and it holds 48,519 for baseball.
Walk that aisle, baby.
Oh, jeez. Good thing Undertaker ain't in the Rumble.
Remember how long
I was going to say it'll take him
WrestleMania 19?
Taker's halfway down the aisle, and 5, 4, 3.
They're going to have to do like 3-minute entrances.
What Royal Rumble was it recently where they were like they panned to somebody coming out, and then they cut away so they could put them on like on a scooter to get them to the ring quicker?
Yeah,
What
remember
Rumble
that.
was
that
that?
Big Show. That was Big Show.
Well, they did it for like him and Strowman and Big E. Like they did it for several times. I just can't remember what Rumble it was.
Oh yeah, San Antonio. It was last year, San Antonio.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so it was really recent then. I remember that sticking out, and I remember seeing the footage of them wheeling those guys down to the ring when the cameras were.
Yeah, because
I just laughed.
Yeah, because they were at the what the fuck is San Antonio? Alamo Dome.
Fuck. What the fuck?
I was like, what's the name of that fucking stadium? Last time WWE held a pay-per-view at a baseball stadium, it was 2003 WrestleMania 19 at Safeco Field, which was headlined by Lesnar and Angle and Vince McMahon against Hulk Hogan. I've got family that lives in the Phoenix area, so I am strongly considering attending my first ever Royal Rumble next year. That's my favorite pay-per-view of the year, and I've yet to go to one, so I think that's going to be next on the list. So, on Twitter last night, about 11:30 Central, Matt Hardy posted a very interesting tweet. He said, and I quote, "I've had a very prolific premonition, Woken Warriors. Following my setback in the Great War at Raw 25, I've been mandated by the 7 deities to return and focus on my broken beginnings. My magic is most potent at the Hardy compound." Matt, is Woken Matt Hardy about to become broken?
I would say it certainly seems to be that way. It would certainly explain why there was never any Woken Matt Hardy merchandise released. Because I feel like this gimmick is the license for WWE and Matt Hardy to print money. And the fact that they hadn't released anything yet I found to be incredibly odd. And if it was the fact that they were just waiting for Matt Hardy to get those rights from the U.S. trademark offices, which I think ended on the January 19th, I think it was that they had, and so like much Hardy's now. So
as of that date, no one opposed, so it's free and clear.
Yeah. So I mean, at this point, I think he's broken at the Rumble. And I think it's time to. I think it's time to start making that money with that merch, because I've been waiting for the Matt Hardy merch since this thing has happened. And if it was all just a wait out for the Broken to happen, great. That means they should have a lot of merchandise already made and set and ready to go for this gimmick to work. And at that rate, I'm totally okay with Matt losing on Monday. Because that loss to me made absolutely no fucking sense, and I was kind of pissed off about it. I was already mad enough that Reigns lost the title, which increased his odds of winning the Rumble, and then Matt Hardy lost the Bray. He lost. Yeah, and the match get meant nothing. They didn't even advertise it. It just happened. No. Here's this match that we've been building for the past month and a half, and I was just like, well, this fucking sucks. But if it was all a thing to make Matt Hardy broken again, cool, let's go with it. We get broken Matt Hardy at the Rumble and he deletes Bray Wyatt. I'll love it. I'll be totally okay with it.
Yeah, I got Bray Wyatt coming in at 17 and woken Matt Hardy at 19, so I was planning for that, for the Great War to happen in Philadelphia. Matt, you still watch The Flash?
I do, but I'm a couple episodes behind. I know Goldberg was on Tuesday, but I haven't seen it yet.
Yep, Bill Goldberg on this week's edition of The Flash, which was on the 23rd, playing a character, Big Sur, an adaptation of the Flash character that has not been utilized in some time. So Goldberg on The Flash this week for you DC fans like myself. WWE released its annual By the Numbers video for the Royal Rumble today, or actually last night. I'm surprised they didn't air it on Raw or SmackDown.
We'll see it 100 times before the Rumble happens. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
They'll air it like 3 times in the kickoff show, and they'll air it right before the Rumble itself on the main show. We'll see it plenty this weekend. You're gonna be okay.
Yeah. Some interesting numbers from that video. 240,292 pounds is the total weight of the 900 superstars that have entered the match, which equals 120 tons or 3 semi-trucks that Braun Strowman will tip over. Obviously, numbers Kane, most all time. Wikipedia says 44. WWE says 43. I wonder if Isaac Yankem has one and they just don't count Isaac Yankem. That's the only thing I can think of on the discrepancy.
Maybe, I have no idea.
Obviously, Reigns in, I believe, 2014 broke Kane's record with 12 in a single Rumble. 52 Hall of Famers have entered Royal Rumble match. 9 Hall of Famers have won the Royal Rumble match. Of course, Stone Cold, the only one to win 3. Rey Mysterio, 62-12, eclipsed Chris Benoit as the longest spent in one Rumble. Jericho, the most cumulative, past Triple H last year when he was the 61-minute man, and now Jericho's been in it a total of 4 hours and 52 minutes. So there you go. The Miz recently spoke with Sports Illustrated. Not Justin Barrasso this time. I wonder if he's getting pushed out the door because of his crappy reporting.
Bullshit reporting?
Yeah. I looked because I was writing the article on this, and I was like, oh, Barrasso didn't write this one. But Miz talked about his WrestleMania feud with John Cena last year, and at first did not want to do it. He thought he thought it wasn't going to turn out well. He thought it was going to be a poor angle. But then he started discussing it with Maurice, and in the car would imitate John Cena, and Maurice was dying laughing, and Miz says, and he quotes, Miz never laughs at anything, or Maurice never laughs at anything, so if she's laughing at something, then it's funny. So that convinced Miz to go through with what I thought was some great shit with the Total Diva, the Total Bellas, or whatever the hell they called it, Total Bella bullshit, or whatever. I thought that was hilarious last year. All right. XFL is currently planning on making a return in 2020. The delay is to build a proper infrastructure, hire coaches and players, and, well, Vince doesn't want to make the same mistake twice, right, pal?
He's making the same mistake twice by bringing the XFL back.
Yeah. I don't know what...
This is a bad choice. He would have been better off putting his money in and buying the Carolina Panthers. Like this is not a good look.
Yeah.
This is a bad idea, and it's going to blow up in his face again.
Some think he's is going to sell the majority of his stock to finance this too.
The dude has enough fucking money,
yeah.
And he sold enough stock already. He has more than enough money to fund this fucker. I don't even want to hear that.
Yeah, there's rumors that he's going to sell to.
I'm telling you what, Wall Street isn't going to take kindly to PW Insider's report confirming this league's return. Like this is not going to bode well for WWE stock long term once this gets out. It's just not.
No.
People feel like this is a mistake, and it is a mistake. So they're wise to be concerned. They're lucky they're going to get a really sweet TV rights deal with USA next year, because this is gonna hurt them a little bit.
Yeah. Trevor, you excited for the return of the XFL?
I don't watch the NFL, so
So that's a yes.
Don't think I'll be watching.
Oh boy, I don't know what Vince is thinking, but I think we've been saying that for 3 years, haven't we, Matt?
He's on crack.
NXT this week, go home show before Takeover Philly. Noe Jose makes his return, took on Cesar Bonani in a quick little match. They show a video package for Black and Cole coming up on Saturday. No Extreme Rules match. Bianca Belair takes on a Jabba and gets the victory there. Percy Watson does an interview with Ember Moon and Shayna Baszler, and I thought Shayna was going to beat the shit out of Percy. No physicality.
It's really bad how many light years Baszler is ahead of Ember on the microphone already.
Oh, how good is Baszler right now, man? I'm just loving everything they're doing with her.
Ember's Achilles heel is she's not a good talker.
Nope.
And while she's gotten slightly better over the past year, she was eaten alive in that back and forth with Baszler. I would not be surprised to see the title change on Saturday.
Remember that kickoff show a year or so ago too?
Oh, trust me, I remember.
Hey.
That's why I said she's gotten better.
Yeah.
But yeah, it really exposed Ember's talking skills in this segment. It's good. That's going to be an interesting match. I feel like the only way Baszler can lose is if Kairi Sane costs her the match. I think if this is straight up with a clean winner, I think Baszler's going to choke her out.
Well, we'll get to the predictions. I got my prediction ready, but we'll get to that. Trevor, what have you thought of Shayna Baszler since making her debut in NXT? You like how they're kind of presenting her as just this ruthless badass?
I mean, they're presenting her like they should.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't really know what else you could do with her other than doing what they're doing.
Mm.
So,
when they stood,
I think it works for her.
When they stood up, I thought Percy was going to get it. Another sweet video package of TM61, kind of refamiliarizing you guys with them as they've been out for about a year, as Shane Thorne has been injured. But very cool, kind of much like what they did with Roddy, the 2-part video. They did a great job with TM61 here. Really cool to kind of include video of Harley Race talking about how they're on their way to being the best tag team in the world, as Harley Race trained them. So excited for them to finally make their return to television next week. That'll be a lot of fun. Akam and Razor killed a couple jobbers. And hey, Matt, they can speak English.
We always knew they could speak English. They just don't speak a ton of English.
Yeah, I know. And How good was tonight's main event between Gargano and Dream, Matt?
Oh, it was awesome.
God damn. I mean, it's early to say match of the year, but we'll see what tops it going forward. But it's definitely consideration going forward because these guys just put on a show. And I mean, Dream put on a show with Black. You know, I think sometime in 2018, Matt. I think once some of those bigger indie named guys kind of get moved up, I think Dream might get pushed to the top of that NXT card. You agree?
I certainly wouldn't complain if he did.
He's just been doing phenomenal. Trevor, what were your thoughts on Gargano and Dream?
It was a great match. I mean, Dream's been putting out some hits, at least for without a better way to put it. But I mean, he's been killing it.
I love the mind. I love the mind games he does.
Yeah.
The mind games he did with Black in that match. Was that Brooklyn? Was that Takeover Brooklyn?
Wait, what?
Was that Takeover?
Black and Dream.
No, that was in Texas.
Yeah.
Oh,
Survivor Series weekend.
San Antonio. Okay.
Yeah, whatever the hell the last one was.
After an amazing main event, Gargano slaps on the Gargano escape, and Dream taps out. After the match, Andrade Cien Almas comes out with the beautiful Zelina Vega, and basically Almas tried to sucker punch Gargano, but he blocked that one. But then Almas got the upper hand. Gargano pulls himself back up the apron and hits that sweet slingshot DDT and just implanted Cien Almas onto the mat there. And Gargano looks at the title belt, which prompted the weirdest chant ever from well, I don't know about ever, but a weird chant from the NXT universe when they were chanting "Touch It," and that's what Gargano did. He picked up the belt, stood over Almas, and held it up as the end of the show. So that brings us to NXT Takeover Philadelphia. Right now, all 5 matches are set. I think they just added this one here today, I believe. Velveteen Dream Cassius Ohno. And
yeah, I'm sure there's going to be some kind of exclusive WWE.com video that they'll put on YouTube tonight that probably took place backstage after tonight's match that will set up that match at Takeover.
A lot of people thought that,
which I'm totally cool with. I thought we were getting Killian Dane and Lars Sullivan.
I thought we were getting Roddy and Lars because Roddy called him out too.
Yeah, so yeah, I don't know what's going on there.
But
kind of weird.
I'll take Dream and Ohno any day of the week, right?
As long as they give them time, that match will completely deliver.
Probably Dream go over here, Matt.
Probably. I mean, unfortunately, Ohno loses to everybody. So
yeah, Trevor, you seeing the same thing with Dream going over Ohno?
Yeah, I think so.
It's gonna be a fun match, though. That's for damn sure. Then the rest are then we got Extreme Rules match: Aleister Black and Adam Cole, baby. I think Black gets the heat back from Cole screwing him over a couple of times. I think Black's gonna get the win here. Over Adam Cole in this Extreme Rules match, which it's going to be brutal, it's going to be ugly, and it's going to be fucking awesome. Trevor, how do you see Cole and Black going?
I think I'm going to go with Black.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what? No, I'm going to go with Cole.
Okay.
I'm going with Cole on this one, I think.
Think Undisputed Era is going to screw Black over yet again?
Yeah, I mean, you could see that. I mean, yeah, but I think Black is going to lose and Black is going to be in the Royal Rumble.
Matt, how do you see it going down?
This heavily depends on what I feel. We will know who's going to win the main event. Right after this match ends, like I said earlier, if Cole wins, Gargano's winning the title. If Black wins, Almas is retaining. I'm going to go with Cole just because I want to see Gargano win the title, and I want to see Almas's reign done already. but the smart money in me tells me it's going to be Black and Almas winning the matches, and I'm rolling on both. I'm picky with my heart more than I'm picky with my head right now. My heart says Cole and Gargano, but my mind says Almas and Black.
I kept convincing myself that Gargano was going to win and then Ciampa was going to show up at the end, but ultimately, I think Ciampa costs Gargano the title and Almas wins. So we'll just go straight to the NXT Championship. So you said Gargano, going with your heart against your head there. I'm going to say Ciampa comes back and fucks Gargano over and keeps him from winning the title. And we get Black and Almas at New Orleans.
To me, if Gargano loses, that's the only finish we can have.
Yeah, because they booked him like a complete loser for months.
Yeah, exactly. To me, if Gargano's going to lose, it has to be because Ciampa returned and cost him the match. There is no other good finish to this match with him losing that I would accept other than it being cost by Ciampa.
Trevor, how do you see the NXT Championship match going down?
I think Gargano's going to win.
I hope so.
I think they've set it.
The story is there.
It feels like they've set it up longer for this to happen, especially with Almas having 2 wins over Gargano. I think that definitely propels it in Gargano's favor.
Mm-hmm.
And they can still have Ciampa be there.
Yeah, I think he shows up to be.
He can still attack Gargano at the end after he wins the title, ruins his moment, and then vows to take that belt away from him.
Yeah, that's how I saw it. That's how I saw it going down at first, but then I kind of changed my mind and went with Almas winning because Ciampa fucks him.
There's a really simple way to. If Gargano's winning the title, Ciampa's not showing up. You will not see Ciampa in Philly if Gargano wins. What you do is you have Gargano win, and then you have Gargano and Adam Cole in New Orleans, and Ciampa joins the Undisputed Era, and costs Gargano the match in New Orleans, and then you kick off that feud again from there.
Now, is it guaranteed that Cole Black is number 1 contender match?
It's not. It's not being said, but to me, that's next in line.
Okay, so how about this? What if Gargano wins the NXT Championship? He wins it. Ciampa beats the shit out of him during the celebration. Would you be okay with Gargano and Ciampa in New Orleans? Would you be okay with that match for the title?
I think they can still do Gargano Ciampa because they're going to have like 3 months. So they could still do that kind of as like one of their main event like NXT shows where it's just a regular TV show.
So you don't think it's worthy for a takeover main event?
I think it would be if the next takeover wasn't the WrestleMania one.
Agreed.
Yeah,
I don't think Gargano and Ciampa can be for the NXT Championship.
Okay.
Because I don't think Ciampa's done enough.
Okay.
To come in and just all of a sudden, I'm the number 1 contender for the NXT title.
Well, he can earn it along the way with those 3 months in between.
Yeah, but that's your telegraph, and it's so bad at that rate.
Yeah.
I feel like if Gargano wins on Saturday, Ciampa will be nowhere to be found, and we won't see Ciampa until New Orleans.
Joining the Undisputed Era would be pretty badass, I think.
Yeah, and he's got the Ring of Honor. He's got the Ring of Honor tie in there.
Yep.
And keep in mind, Saturday night is Extreme Rules with Cole and Black, so anything goes.
Mm-hmm.
And if Cole and O'Reilly are preoccupied, what better time to debut Giant Zack Ryder than Saturday night?
You think they're going to put him in the Undisputed Era?
Why the hell not? They haven't figured out a use for him yet.
Yep.
He's been down at the Performance Center for a while. I would, if Cole's gonna win.
And for those who don't know who he's talking about Donovan Dijak.
Donovan Dijak. And I think and then you could immediately push Black into a feud with Dijak if you're putting Black on the main roster. You have Black and Dijak as Black's last feud in NXT, and then you move him up, and then he's gone.
Yeah.
Because everybody's always doing the job on the way out at NXT anyway.
Yeah.
So I mean, they could easily do it that way.
Yeah.
Cole don't have to win clean on Saturday. Being in Extreme Rules, he can win incredibly dirty. So let's wait and see what happens.
That protects Black. If you,
yeah,
that almost
exactly.
Makes,
it protects Black in a big way.
God, that almost makes me change to Cole and Gargano now.
I can see it. I really can. And they could do an Almas and Drew McIntyre match in New Orleans.
God, yeah, I'm changing my tune now.
Because McIntyre could come back for revenge, and before I go after the title, I'm going after the man who took me out.
Yep.
And he goes and he beats Almas in New Orleans, and then he goes on to face Adam Cole, who I think would be the champion after New Orleans for the championship.
Yep.
And we already know they have great matches because that match with Shawn Michaels as the special guest referee was badass.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I've changed my tune. I think they protect Black by losing, and Cole gets help, and Cole might get unexpected help from the Undisputed Era. Yep, I'm gonna change my tune because I had been saying all along Johnny Gargano's gonna win. They've been building for him to win the title at this takeover.
I would have been so much more certain of Gargano winning tonight if he wouldn't have hit that DDT.
And held the belt up at the end.
Like when they tossed him over the rope, and he's laying out there, and Dummy's holding up the title. I'm like, oh yes, they're actually going to do the title change on Saturday. And then Gargano got the spot back and held the title afterwards. I groaned. I'm like, oh, maybe they're not. But see, this is the great thing about NXT. And I feel like Trevor will agree with me here. Like 90% of the takeovers, we go into a takeover and we look at the title matches and we're like, yeah, either team or either man or either woman can win. And you can make an argument for Shayna or Ember to win. You can make an argument for the Era or AOP to win, and you can make an argument for Gargano or Almas to win. You don't know who's going to win Saturday. Where in WWE, you're like, yeah, this guy's already going to win. You already know. We already know ahead of time Brock Lesnar's winning the triple threat on Sunday. Like, we don't even need to guess. We already know AJ Styles is retaining the title in that handicap match. There's no suspense or debate or speculation. That's what I love about NXT. Everybody is booked so much better on that brand that you can actually get excited about the show that's upcoming because you truly don't know what they're going to do.
And speaking of that, next up for the NXT Tag Team Championships, the Undisputed Era against the Authors of Pain. If I get my wish, War Machine costs the Authors of Pain and starts an Authors of Pain War Machine feud as the final feud for Authors of Pain before they get called up. Either way, I see Undisputed Era retaining the titles. Matt, how do you see it going down?
Man, my first instinct is that AOP are getting the titles back because I don't know if they debut War Machine that quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like because I want to see AOP versus War Machine before AOP gets called up. Like that's one of my matches that I've been asking for like a year and a half now. I wanted to see War Machine and Authors of Pain. So to me, I feel AOP are getting the titles back. And War Machine will challenge them in New Orleans for the tag titles because they've got 3 months to build that match up after the Rumble, or 2.5, or something around there. If War Machine's going to come out on Saturday and cost them the match, I'm totally cool with that too. But I'm going to lean on AOP winning the tag titles on Saturday, 2-time champs.
Trevor?
I think Undisputed Era is going to retain. I really do. I think it's just more. I think they're building towards Cole having the heavyweight, having the NXT title.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're going to hold the belts together.
Yeah, I think they're going to too. Only one tag team has ever held the belts twice, the Revival. So that has not been done much. Of course, neither has the NXT Championship. I think that's only been done twice. Joe and Nakamura have had 2 reigns. I think those are the only 2. So wouldn't be surprised if Drew McIntyre gets a second run with it too. All right, finally, for the NXT Women's Championship, Ember Moon and Shayna Baszler. Matt, what are you finally landing on for this one?
I feel like we haven't seen Kairi Sane since she was choked out by Baszler.
Mm-hmm. Would she get involved in a match for the title?
Why the fuck wouldn't she?
I don't think she would.
She was the one coming out for the title shot to begin with.
No?
Yeah, but she's a face.
Yeah.
I don't think she's going to.
I think Ember retains through distraction of Kairi Sane.
I'm gonna disagree. I'm gonna go. I initially had thought they're gonna strap the Rocket to Shayna. I think I'm fully convinced now they're gonna strap the Rocket to Shayna, and Ember will get a rematch on an NXT, and then in New Orleans it's gonna be a rematch of the Mae Young Classic final between Sane and Shayna. So I'm gonna go Shayna taking the title from Ember Moon in Philadelphia. Trevor?
I think Shayna's going to take the belt, and Ember Moon's going to be in the Rumble.
See, that I could see. Like, I can't see Ember dropping that title if they're not bringing her up.
Even if they don't bring her up, because they could do the same thing they did with like Rusev or Dillinger, where she's in the Rumble. And
what if they bring her down?
Would you stop? The Royal Rumble post-game show will just be me and Trevor Oz, and JB will be on an infinite hiatus.
There are 12 spots.
Yep.
That they need to fill in that Women's Royal Rumble. So there's going to be at least a couple NXT girls in there.
There's only
for sure.
There's only so many. There's only so many of the past you can have in there.
Well, right. No, my whole thing is I don't have Ember drop the title this quickly unless she's being called up. Is my whole thing, because they had all that time where she couldn't beat Asuka. Finally, she wins the title just because it was vacant. So she never really beat the champion to get it.
Then she gets
called up. And if her
up.
first major title defense, she drops it to Baszler and she's not getting called up, she's already kind of ruined before she even gets up to the main roster.
Then she gets called up and Asuka throws her over the top rope.
Oh, man.
Rumble predictions coming, but let's first talk Raw and SmackDown. Raw, episode 1287, might be better known as Raw 25. It took place from the Manhattan Center. I think it took place from all the 5 boroughs in New York City, all at the same time. So there you go. Kicked it off with Shane and Stephanie welcoming us to Monday Night Raw. They introduced a video clip that was pretty cool that they played. And then they introduced Vince McMahon. Big ovation, big pop for Vinnie Mac. Vinny kind of breaking kayfabe, jumping up and down. That was kind of odd, wasn't it, Matt? Vince jumping up and down in the ring.
Oh, Vince.
Oh, Vinny. Vinny says he wants to smell the roses for this moment. And then Shane and Steph handed him a plaque that was from a GoFundMe. I don't know. The funny part of it was Vince calling it cheap and turning into Mr. McMahon, and then the Brooklyn crowd chanting asshole. And then the glass broke and Brooklyn lost their shit. Steve Austin came in, didn't say any words, 3 stunners, drank some beers, threw up some middle fingers. The best part was Vince trying to say he's in a retirement home now.
I wish he was.
True. He's on a...
The product would be so much better if he was.
Retirement community. It's 2 different things.
Oh, okay. And he's got arthritis. He's on AARP. He's a senior citizen. Damn it. But hey, Shane, he's athletic. You know. But
whatever.
Probably the perfect segment to kick off Raw 25, don't you think, Matt?
I agree that there was no better way to start the show than Austin McMahon. So
did you want Austin to cut a promo, or what he did was just fine?
I enjoyed the promo he did on YouTube.
Yeah, I need to watch that yet. I haven't seen that. If you can link me, by the way. Yeah, please link me.
I'll try to go find it.
Yeah, he basically did what one of his T-shirts said: drink beer, raise hell, and leave. I mean, that's what he did. So, what you think of the opening segment with stunner number whatever. I tried Googling this, Trevor, and nobody's counted all the stunners. I figured somebody on the internets would have counted all the stunners for me to Google, but I couldn't find it. But what did you think of the opening segment, Trevor?
I mean, it was what you would have expected from a show like this. I mean, I thought it was good. It was probably one of the best parts of the show.
Yeah, that's for damn sure. Then next up we get 8-women tag match. Alicia Fox, Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, and Nia Jax take on Asuka, Sasha, Bayley, and Mickey. It's kind of hard, Matt, to kind of get into this match because we had all that stuff with Austin. But what did you think of the 8-women tag?
I thought it was fine for what I saw. I mean, there's a giant commercial break in the middle of it.
2 of them.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, it was fine. It was in a great spot. Definitely shows WWE wants to give the women the spotlight to a much bigger audience than they're used to having, putting them in right after the Austin McMahon segment. But I thought the match was okay. I felt the multitude of commercial breaks really hurt the flow, and I was just kind of there.
Yeah.
But I love the women's matches. I felt like the commercial breaks didn't really do them, a whole lot of favors.
Well, at least they got nearly 5 million people to watch it, so that was good. After the women's match, Angle's in the office and talks with the referee about how they're going to need to control the situation with Lesnar, Strowman, and Kane after what Strowman did last week.
And they did.
Instead, Strowman put Lesnar through a tablet. And in comes the coach, Jonathan Coachman, to a nice ovation.
Bring back coach. Bring back coach. Bring
Please.
back coach. Maybe coach is the GM of 205 Live.
That would be awesome.
I'd be okay. Honestly, I would be okay with that.
Harvey Whippleman and Brooklyn Brawler show up, and hey, we got a tag match play. Teddy Long shows up, and his music was playing. That was weird. And then Brother Love you, Brother Love, and then the Boogeyman, and he put some worms in Coach's hand that were in his mouth. So a fun little nostalgia moment there. But yeah, please bring back Coach. We go to the Manhattan Center where Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler are ringside. Lawler talking about puppies. And Ross said, "Will you stop?" No, he didn't say that. But Undertaker comes out. What do you think of Undertaker coming out with the lights on, Matt? A little weird, eh?
It was pretty weird. There was a lot of weird things on that show. So...
Undertaker was in the first main event, if you want to call it that, of Raw, because he took on Damian Demento in a 2.5 minute match.
It was a main event.
2.5. It was a squash.
Still a main event.
Undertaker just cut a weird, generic promo about all the souls he's reaped and how they can truly now rest in...
It didn't make any sense.
It didn't make any sense, which says to me he's coming back at the Rumble when you least expect it and tossing out John Cena. I don't know if you agree with me there, Matt, but I think a lot of people were like, "Oh, is this his retirement speech?" No, he's wrestling. John Cena's still at WrestleMania. That's still going on. So I think when we least expect it, Undertaker's going to be entering the Royal Rumble and tossing out Cena.
I still think it would have been smarter that they moved people from Barclays to Manhattan Center. I think it would have been a lot smarter to have, after the Manhattan Center thing for Taker, they would have had them move Taker from Manhattan to Barclays and have him confront Cena on Raw.
Well, the rumor was he was going to be at both.
Yeah, the fact that they didn't do that was really fucking weird. But yeah, it just makes sense to have Taker eliminate Cena at the Rumble.
And how great was that?
If you don't do it at the Rumble, why the fuck's Taker coming back on Raw afterwards?
Yeah.
Like, what's the point? Why are you back? Have him be at a big event like the Royal Rumble, and then you build the storyline from there.
Yeah, I was doing an article today of 5 bold predictions for the Rumble, and that came to mind that he just gave us this weird promo that went nowhere, just to make us think, oh, okay.
Well, I also wonder if he kind of like forgot what he was supposed to say, and like maybe the crowd like got him, distracted or whatever, and maybe he just said it wrong. Like it made so little sense that like I feel like he had to have messed up his own lines, because that's the only logical explanation I can make for what he said. Maybe it didn't make any sense at all.
Maybe he was confused that there was an Ico Pro banner on the on the
dude.
On
that
the
was
balcony.
The best part. That was the best part of the show.
No, the best part of the show was the dude holding up a sign that says "Up next on USA Silk Stockings."
I liked the Ico Pro banner.
Yes,
I liked the Ico Pro banner better.
Was that WWE or a fan? Do you know?
Oh no, that was WWE. No, the Ico Pro banner.
Oh, the Ico Pro was WWE. Sorry, I thought he meant the sign.
The Silk Stocking sign was a fan, but the Ico Pro banner was definitely WWE.
Maybe Taker was confused by the Ico Pro banner and thought he was in 1983. I don't know. Trevor, what did you think of the Undertaker at Manhattan Center?
It was a thing that happened. I mean, it was cryptic and whatever, like... It didn't really like.
Does it make it more likely that he's going to be in the Rumble?
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. It'd be a really cool moment if the Undertaker was in the Rumble and then Aleister Black came out.
Ooh. Don't tease me like that.
Just because of Black's entrance, and it would just be kind of this cool thing,
Next up, backstage at the Barclays Center, APA's in their office. And Heath Slater and Rhino show up to play some poker. Slater thought he won with a jack high, but he got beat by Bradshaw. And Slater's like, I got kids. And Bradshaw told Slater, well, tell them kids that daddy's broke. And then somebody threw a wad of money onto the table, and it was none other than the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. Love that. I love that moment. I thought the whole poker thing was great. I thought that was great. Then next up, they introduced all the, not all, but some of the major general managers in the history of Monday Night Raw. John Laurinaitis, William Regal got a big pop because, of course, he's kicking ass at NXT as their general manager. Eric Bischoff got a nice pop as well. And then Daniel Bryan comes out to a huge ovation. And then as Daniel Bryan's doing the S chants, Miz interrupts, which I thought was well done. Great timing to have a Miz stare down with Daniel Bryan, because please make that a WrestleMania match. Please.
Still looks like we're getting Bryan and Shane, dude.
Yeah, I know, but please.
I'd rather have Bryan and Miz. But it looks like we're getting Bryan and Shane.
Yeah. The Intercontinental title's up for grabs. Next up, Roman Reigns, The Miz. Nice little note. Michael Cole mentioned that the Intercontinental title has changed hands 51 times over the past 25 years.
By God.
And we're going to make it 52 here. Matt, obviously, results aside, what'd you think of... it was a pretty damn good match, and a pretty clever way to end it, don't you think?
It wasn't their best match they've had, but it was still a good match. And like I said, I just wanted Reigns to retain, so I wouldn't have to worry about the possibility of him winning the Rumble on Sunday. I already know he's fighting Brock at WrestleMania, but he don't need to win the damn Rumble to get there. Just the idea of Roman winning the Rumble again in Philadelphia makes my skin crawl. So
and then I playing Matt's therapist, I said, Matt, to keep yourself sane, just keep telling yourself that there's no way Brock Lesnar is going to compete in the Elimination Chamber, and everything will be just okay.
Shut up.
It's the way to keep you sane. So, exposed turnbuckle. Miz threw Reigns into it and then Reigns stumbled into a skull-crushing finale to get the win. Matt didn't like it, but the Barclays did. They popped like hell for The Miz, winning his 8th Intercontinental title. He is now only one back of Chris Jericho for the most reigns of all time. Trevor, what did you think of the Intercontinental title match?
I mean, they had a good match. I mean, it's not unexpected. They're both really good. So, the result kind of surprised me, but I'm okay with it. And The Miz is going to get his own TV show, so they had to do something there.
Yep. I told Matt last week. I think Miz is winning it. I think they put it on Reigns to give him that Grand Slam title, and it was convenient that Miz was going to be away for 6 weeks. So I just felt like it was going to go back on the Miz. Now, if Miz wins the Rumble, wouldn't that be something? Not going to happen, but wouldn't that be something? After a commercial and some more images of the history of Raw, we're back to the poker game, and this time, hey, Jeff Hardy, welcome back to TV. Hey, MVP, welcome back to the WWE. And the Usos, well, you've always been there, so. MVP won a hand of poker because, ball has got a ball. And please, MVP, stick around for a little while. The Peep Show was next, hosted by Christian. No Edge, unfortunately. He was overseas filming the Viking show. Christian brought back the Peep Show, and his guest was the tag team champions, Jason Jordan and Seth Rollins. And the bar came out, and that led to, of course, Jordan, every time he tried to talk, kind of like Roman Reigns the night after Mania, they would boo him. Jordan getting that Vicky Guerrero heat. The bar comes out, and Rollins does a little suicide dive on top of them, and that was kind of it. I don't know, Matt. That segment was kind of odd for me. It didn't seem like there was much to it. It one of those. I don't know. Maybe we didn't need for Raw 25. What did you think?
It was just kind of there.
Yeah.
To be perfectly honest.
Yeah. I wish Edge was there so they could just do some kazoos or something backstage instead of the Peep Show. But yeah, it is what it is. Hit and miss for the 3 hours. Alexa Bliss was interviewed by Charlie Caruso and was asked if she'd be champion at WrestleMania. Bliss said, of course, because I'm a goddess. And then Charlotte Flair shows up, who I think Charlotte was wearing heels and Bliss was not. Jesus Christ, she was a lot taller than her.
No, it's just Bliss is that fucking short.
Yeah. And Charlotte said, to be the woman, you got to beat the woman. And then Ric Flair shows up, and it's good to see Rick looking healthy and looking good, giving some woos. And Charlotte and Rick do a woo together at the end. And we're back at the poker game. Natalia's joined in, and then she beat Heath Slater in a game of poker. And Dana Brooke was there with Titus Worldwide, and she said she crunched the numbers and said Slater's lost a lot of money. Man, that's too bad because he's got kids, Go back to the Manhattan Center. Bray Wyatt makes his entrance, and the lights went off for him. So my theory of, they're just going with 1993 and no real big effects. Nope, sorry. They did turn the lights off for Wyatt. So, again, makes it even much more weird that Undertaker came out with the lights on. He took on Matt Hardy, as we said, kind of a throwaway match. Only went 6 minutes. Bray Wyatt beat Matt Hardy. It wasn't even announced ahead of time, but hopefully it had a bigger meaning because maybe it now broke Matt Hardy, but we'll see.
I hope so.
A lot of people were up in arms at this next segment. The only thing they did with the women, past women at WWE, was introduce them like they do the Hall of Famers. Just put them out, bring them up, brought them out on stage for just a pop. Matt, did you have a problem with what they did, or think they should have done more, or what they did was okay?
Beyond announcing that some of them were going to be in the Royal Rumble, what were they going to do?
I don't know.
Like just a backstage segment in the vein of the poker game. I don't know what else you would have done with them, especially with Maria and Maurice.
They're 2
months after
holiday season.
What are you going to do with them? I do want to give a special shout out to Tori Wilson.
Oh my Lord, she looked fast.
Who she might look better now in 2018 than she did when she was originally with the company.
She does.
And I don't even know how the fuck that's possible, but congratulations to you, Tori Wilson. You have somehow de-aged yourself, and that is amazing.
Holy hell.
So,
the Bellas, Maurice, Kelly, Lillian Garcia, Jacqueline, Tori Wilson, Michelle McCool, Terry Runnels, and Maria Kanellis and Trish Stratus all came out.
and I do think a handful of them will be in the Rumble.
Bellas?
But the Bellas, McCool, maybe Tori, Kelly. I think all those have a chance. Trish, baby. I think all those have a shot of being in the Rumble. But, if you didn't want to announce it on Monday, there was really no other... There was really nothing else they could do because they're not going to get physical.
Right,
especially if they're not going to be in the Rumble. They're not going to go down there and get physical with each other or the current roster of stars. Yeah. What would somebody... People complain that they wanted them to do something. What would happen if Trish Stratus would have went out and beat the shit out of Alexa Bliss?
They would have complained that she. Why would she do that?
What good would that have done?
Yeah,
so at the same token, people are going to complain no matter how they use that group of women on Monday night, and they use them just like they use the general managers. It was nice to see them. I thought it was cool, but you put a gun to my head and tell me what else are we going to do with these women that doesn't involve physicality besides announcing a couple of them are going to be in the Rumble? I got nothing. And I always have ideas of what to do. And I can't tell you what to do there. Like, I feel like they did the best with what they had to work with at that point.
Next up is Elias walking backstage with his guitar. And he's got the Johnny Cash shirt with giving the middle finger. So, nice shirt there. He pauses and smiles. And look who is... next to Elias, but the Alpha.
The New Japan Pro Wrestling Superstar.
Yeah. Chris.
The Alpha Club himself.
Jericho. Got a gigantic pop. The pop for... Trevor kicks the bucket again. Jericho got such... Jericho got such a fucking big pop.
I mean, people do compare me and Jericho all the time.
I know. Jericho got such a big pop that him and Elias had to pause to wait for that to die down. Jericho mentioned how Elias has a lot of scarves, because, of course, Jericho likes to wear the scarf. Jericho said he wrote a song and wondered if he could use Elias's guitar, and Elias said no. Jericho's like, it's okay, I got my own guitar. And during the song, he called Elias a stupid idiot and said, "You just made the list!" And he pulls out the list of Jericho. The crowd pops for that. He goes, just kidding. Then he's like, yeah, no, I wasn't. You made the list. And so did your stupid scarves. So great stuff from Jericho there. Appearing without a contract, too, by the way.
Am I the only one surprised that they let him wear his New Japan shirt?
Yeah, I found that odd, too.
I was very, very surprised to see him wearing that.
He must be able to do what he wants. And Vince says, okay. He must be at that point. Because, Jericho did get the WWE a lot of pub, too, for what he did at Wrestle Kingdom, so I'm sure Vince understood. After commercial, Elias is in the ring and asks who wants to walk with him, and then asks what WWE stood for. And Matt, what's WWE stand for?
Oh,
I was waiting for you to answer it.
Walk with Elias.
I don't think that's what WWE stands for, so I'm not going to say it.
I asked Matt what WWE stands for last week. He said World Wrestling Entertainment. I go, you're right.
We're not going to make this a running gag.
I was hoping we would, but...
No, I'm going to cut you off, buddy.
Matt's being a stupid idiot.
You've been cut off.
Elias points out Jimmy Fallon in the crowd. And he starts singing about legends and how Brooklyn sucks. And they don't have no balls. And then John Cena's music hits and says, Brooklyn's got balls, and then pointed to apparently a beach ball. Where's Cesaro when you need him? But instead of Cena beating up Elias like we all expected, Elias hit Cena in the ding-ding and then slapped a guitar across his head and then knocked the drift away onto Cena to end the segment and have Elias look strong going into the Royal Rumble. Well, Matt, does that just mean Cena's tossed him out?
What?
Does that just mean Cena's tossing Elias out in the Rumble?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. See, I feel like this was a this segment was a missed opportunity. I feel like this was the first spot of the night where I thought we might get an unannounced guest.
Like The Rock.
Yeah, exactly. Especially after he was name dropped, I'm like, oh shit, Rock's coming out. And they were gonna do the Rock concert against the Elias thing.
That would have been amazing.
And I feel like everybody was let down when Cena's music hit. Like, we just saw these fuckers interact at Christmas. Yeah. And I know the plan, you were going for Joe and Cena going into the Rumble, but really your backup was Elias. Why
don't you
whatever.
Why don't you just start that Taker Cena thing now?
Yeah, they really should have done. They really should have set up Taker and Cena on Raw Monday.
Trevor?
Dude, Elias is fucking over though.
Oh, no, yeah, Elias is great. But what benefit is he going to have when Cena's just going to beat his ass on Sunday? Like, I really feel like they would have benefited greatly by having the Undertaker Cena storyline kick off on Raw Monday. Both Manhattan Center and Barclays would have gotten Undertaker. I think both crowds would have went home happier at that point, that both crowds got the same legend than one place got one and the other one didn't get any.
One of my bold predictions, I call it bold because Vince ain't going to do it, was that Elias actually survives Cena's revenge in the Rumble and makes it to the Final Four.
No way.
With the hope that Taker throws out Cena. But yeah, that's why I call it a bold prediction, because Vince ain't going to be that bold. But I thought this was a good segment, though, Trevor. I mean, Elias getting one over on Cena, though I'm sure Cena gets his payback at the Rumble. It was still pretty cool in this particular spot on Raw 25 for Elias to get over, don't you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's good for Elias. Hopefully they don't have him just be Cena's whipping boy on Sunday, but we'll see.
Yeah. Elias won our marquee for Breakthrough Wrestler of the Year too. So, because Matt refused to give to gender.
Bite me.
You mean he hindered the gender nomination?
Oh, he hindered a couple gender nominations. So.
Look, by the time 2019 comes around, no one's going to remember Jinder Mahal anyway.
I'll remember Jinder Mahal. Jinder, I got your back.
Never forget the Maharaja. That's the next t-shirt. We're back at the APA poker party. New Day's there now. Slater thought he won with a full house, but Dana Brooke caught Slater cheating, and that led to a match that we didn't need. And so JBL says, none of that in the poker room. You guys go to the ring and fight it out. So we got Slater and Rhino against Cruz and O'Neal for some dumb reason on Raw 25. DiBiase's laughing because he's got a roll of flush and won all the money, and Simmons stands up and damn, because we all knew that was coming. Mark Henry backstage, he runs into the Godfather with a beautiful lady, and Godfather introduces the woman as Olivia to Mark, and Godfather told Olivia that back in the day Mark was known as Sexual Chocolate. That got a pop from the crowd because, of course, Sexual Chocolate was over, baby. Henry said a lot of them grown up, but looks like Godfather, you've made the same. And then Mark tries to flirt with Olivia, and Godfather says, "Hey, wait, that's my wife." I thought that was a funny swerve. And then we got Cruz and O'Neal against Slater and Rhino. We're like, why is this happening? But thankfully, a couple of minutes in, the Dudleys came out and beat the shit out of Heath Slater, so that made it fun.
Would have been better if it was Enzo getting beat up.
Oh, yeah. That was what it was supposed to be, right?
Yep. Yeah, that tag match wasn't ever supposed to take place. That spot was supposed to be Enzo versus Goldust.
And like the Zo Train is out there, and they get beat up.
Yeah, and the Dudleys were going to come out with them, and Cedric and Goldust and the Dudleys were going to beat up the Zo Train, and that was what the segment was supposed to be.
Yep. Let me spell it out for you. Dumbass. Dumbass.
Didn't need to spell it out, brother.
I did. AJ Styles interviewed by Charlie Caruso. Styles says, I got somebody to do this interview for you, Toots. I'm sorry. And
he didn't call her Toots. Will you stop?
Oh, Monsoon. Styles introduces Mean Gene, and Mean Gene shows up to ask him about the title match at the Royal Rumble, and Styles goes Hulk Hogan and goes, "Let me tell you something, Mean Gene." And so a pretty fun little moment between Styles.
I enjoyed that segment quite a bit.
Yeah, that was great. Mean Gene, God, he's 75 now, man. Wow.
He looks good for his age.
He's still got the pep in the voice. They showed more images of Raw's history, and look, there's the pipe bomb. That got a nice pop. It's time for DX to come out. Hey, look, Trevor, glow sticks. Go buy them now at WWE shop.
I'm good.
Okay.
I love when Trevor's on the show.
I mean, I can just go get them way cheaper if I go to like Five Below or something. Like Jesus.
Yeah, they don't say DX on them, but hell, who's going to see that anyways?
Exactly.
Michaels and H talk about DX memories, and Triple H is preventing some of the stories that Michaels was trying to tell because it's PG kids. And Triple H then cut a promo about how the fans lit the spark. Basically, what this was saying to me, Matt, was Triple H is trying to win the crowd back over that's clearly pissed at this point at the Manhattan Center. And he did a good job, I thought, Matt.
He did the best he could. Yeah. Honestly.
They were cheering by the end of the night, at least. So, you mentioned how they used to walk to the ring with Ravishing Rick Rude. Used to walk to the ring with the ninth wonder of the world, China, and big pop for China. Triple H said DX was always at the forefront, whether it was the first Raw when Shawn was competing against Max Moon, or whether it was driving, who was supposed to be Conan. There's a funny story behind that, by the way. I don't know if you ever heard of the story, Matt, of Conan and Max Moon?
Max Moon was Conan.
Not on the first Raw.
Well, most of the time Max Moon was Conan.
Yeah, WWE, Conan came up with the idea, the gimmick, based on a Japanese anime. WWE spent $13,000 on a costume and sent it to him. But then relationships strained between Vince and Conan, and Paul Diamond wore Max Moon on the first Raw. So Hunter hyping up the crowd, and then he introduces a couple of guys because he said they didn't come alone. And Road Dogg and Billy Gunn come out doing their thing. And the Road Dogg introduces X-Pac. A great chant from the crowd at the Manhattan Center, chanting 1, 2, 3. I thought that was pretty cool because, of course, X-Pac was known as the 1, 2, 3 Kid. Iconic moment by upsetting Razor Ramon.
X-Pac for 205 Live General Manager.
Oh, there we go.
I mean, that wouldn't be terrible.
No, it really. I wouldn't mind that one bit. I actually think that would be kind of cool.
And then awkward moment of the segment, Razor Ramon gets introduced and big pop, and we go to commercial.
What the? I was pissed.
Oh.
Like at that point, I was just like, all right, I've had enough, and I'm like, what the shit? I was not happy when they cut to a commercial when Hall was coming out. I was not happy at all.
They came back from commercial, and there's Razor in the ring saying, "Hey yo," and said there can't be a party on Raw without the bad guy. And everybody has to agree that this Raw 25 is just too sweet.
Which everybody was going to disagree with him until the Balor Club came out.
Balor Club comes out. Oh, are we having a Balor Club DX showdown? Nope. We just had one gigantic too sweet. Kind of a passing of the torch, maybe you could call it. And Billy Gunn was trying to end it with his usual one line, but then the music of the Revival hit. And we got ourselves a little 3-minute match between the Revival, Gallows, and Anderson. But, of course, the Revival were only there to get their ass kicked by DX. And DX, all the guys at DX did their moves, super kick, pedigree, and ended it with Triple H telling Balor to go up and hit that coup de grace, which he did. And then Gunn finally got to say his line. And everybody in the Manhattan Center got to say suck it with him. So there you go. But I thought it was real cool. I thought it was a really cool segment. We got back to the Barclays Center, and clearly we were running out of time because
they should have just ended the night with the DX Balor Club segment.
Agreed.
God,
Agreed.
compared to what Braun Strowman did with the grappling hook last week, or 2 weeks ago, I can't remember what it was. 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
And I saw a buddy of mine make a great comparison. 2 weeks ago, everybody was talking about Strowman dropping a truss down on Lesnar with a grappling hook, and 2 weeks later, he's putting him through a tablet. Fair comparison. Rush segment. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah,
right.
it wasn't good. It fell flatter than a New Day pancake.
Yeah.
So let's talk about like the real thing that this segment just reminded me, and I have another good idea for a 205 Live GM.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Christian.
I'd be okay with that. Yeah, I would totally be okay with that.
He'd be awesome.
Christian's awesome. I mean, he's never really been like. Well, no, he was cruiserweight champion at one time, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was a light heavyweight champion. Remember when he was making?
Yeah.
He was trying to make weight in that chicken suit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah, dude. No, I would totally be okay with it. See, we're coming up with at least 12 options that'll be better than whatever WWE gives us on Tuesday.
More than likely, yeah. It'll just be fucking Teddy Long.
It will be Teddy Long. Fucking A.
That way he can make all those cruiserweight 6- and 8-man tag matches.
It'll be Eric Bischoff, and he will commandeer. It's going to be Eric Bischoff, and he's going to commandeer the first hour of Monday Night Raw for the cruiserweights.
It'll be Eric
like
Bischoff.
Nitro all over again.
It'll be Eric Bischoff, and he's going to bring in Hulk Hogan for 205 Live.
in the Patriot mask.
Oh my God,
Mr. America
joins 205 Live, brother.
Just like the Buck said to Matt Hardy, I don't think you've ever been 205 Live. Yeah, light heavyweight champion, European champion, which you could almost say was kind of the equivalent. But yeah, no cruiserweight, but close enough with light heavyweight. Because, god dang, that belt, I barely remember that belt.
It was only around for a couple years, so
215 was the max weight on that.
Mm-hmm.
And here's some trivia for you. Taka Michinoku was the first ever champion. He beat Jerry Lawler's son.
Yep, Brian Christopher in that tournament.
There were a total of I guess the title was in the debuted in the early '80s and then was.
Yeah, but I believe the title was mostly defended in Japan.
Yep, you're right. Yep.
So
and Mexico too.
Yeah. It was like an international title.
And it lasted 4 years in the WWE, but only had 13 reigns. So.
The most notable being Gilbert.
448 days.
That's true. It's all about Gilbert.
Second most days with the title, Dean Malenko, 322. Jeff Hardy was a champ. Jerry Lynn, Crash Holly, S.A. Rios. Christian only held it.
Fucking S.A. Rios.
Christian, hey, he brought us Lita, so Christian only held it 30 days.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
The worst reign was Scotty 2 Hotty, 8-day reign.
Burn it.
Now he's fighting fires.
I mean, it's better than what Brian Christopher's doing.
What? Okay, I'll fall for it. What's he doing now?
Well, I mean,
you gotta say it now, dude.
The real question is, what isn't he doing?
Every indie show, bar wrestling. Well, actually, bar wrestling. The company Bar Wrestling has actually been putting together some good shows. But how about wrestling in dive bars? How about that? I'll just say it that way.
Let's just say his nose is full.
Okay. Moving on to SmackDown.
Oh my God.
We kick it off with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. And AJ Styles interrupts, and Kevin's like, how about, are you going to keep your word on this thing? And they replayed the sit-down he had with Renee Young last week where he said he would fight both of them in the same night. As he was saying, he would rather fight them each in individual one-on-one matches for the title instead of a handicap match. And so they played that off into, oh, let's just challenge you to 2 matches tonight. Where are you down for the Royal Rumble? And Daniel Bryan comes out, and before Daniel Bryan could say anything, AJ Styles says, I'm just going to make the match myself. So Daniel's like, okay. And Daniel comes back into the office, and Shane once again questioning Daniel's managerial skills, and Bryan said he was not going to sanction that match. And Bryan's asking Shane if he's questioning if Styles had the ability to defend himself. Shane said that's not whose ability he was questioning. Ooh, the plot thickens, kids.
I wish I could say I'm looking forward to this match, but I'm really not.
I am, just for the simple fact that I'm going to see Daniel Bryan wrestle in person.
I just wish it wasn't against Shane McMahon.
Maybe it's The Miz. Maybe we get... Nah, probably
No, it's not.
Jey Uso, Chad Gable. Pretty good little singles match there to set up the 2 out of 3 falls match at the Royal Rumble. Was this the Uso that didn't get in trouble, Matt?
I think this is the Uso that did get in trouble.
Oh,
It
so
is, yeah.
And he ate the pinfall, and he'll probably eat the pinfall on Sunday.
I think they're going to retain now. I would have been a lot more confident in them dropping the titles on Sunday had they won the match on Tuesday.
I mean,
the fact that they lost, I don't think they're dropping the titles now.
From what it seemed like, the DUI didn't seem like it was like terrible. Like it just, he happened to be a little bit over. I want to say, like, it wasn't, and it was his first offense. So I don't think WWE's really going to get.
He doesn't have a history of fucking up like Enzo.
Yeah, exactly.
I think we're obviously playing our hands early, but I think Usos are going to retain because I think the Bludgeon Brothers are going to take the titles from the Usos eventually.
I'm okay with that.
Nakamura is interviewed backstage by Renee Young, and Nakamura, I love this promo. Every time I see somebody in the Royal Rumble, I'm going to put a knee to their face. Next guy, knee to their face. I love that promo by Nakamura. Baron Corbin interrupts all the fun and says he doesn't care about the people because they don't pay his bills. Actually, they do, Baron. He says his resume speaks for itself. He's not hype like you, Nakamura. And Nakamura says, well, let's rumble tonight. Ty Dillinger, after a PowerPoint presentation letting us know that Ty Dillinger's about ready to speak.
I hate that shit.
He said he's had some ups and downs in 2017, but he's officially entering the Royal Rumble match. That better be at number 10 again.
No, you can't have him enter at 10 2 years in a row.
Okay.
He's got to have a different number now.
But Corey Graves is going to make the joke like he comes in at 9. Oh, he's the perfect 9 now, or whatever.
He's one short.
Yeah.
He's one short. Naomi and Liv Morgan was a thing. Matt, what's the over/under on Liv Morgan getting her future endeavors?
Oh, as soon as she's fired, the happier I'll be. She's fucking terrible.
The fun began after the match when Wright and Morgan attacked Naomi from behind. Lynch made the save. And then, playing off on It's Everybody for themselves, Becky playfully acted like she was going to toss Naomi over the top rope. Oh, hold on, playa. Then Charlotte's music hits and says she loved what Becky did, doing something fierce like that. Friendships don't matter in the Rumble when you're trying to face the Queen at WrestleMania. Good luck to everybody, but especially good luck to the winner. So that was a fun little thing to, I think, get us hyped up for the Women's Royal Rumble match. I think it was nicely done. A lot better than a Liv Morgan match, right, Matt?
We had to sit through a Liv Morgan match to get it.
Yeah, true. Sometimes you got to sit through the shit.
I don't want to.
What wasn't shit was Nakamura Corbin. I thought these guys had a hell of a match, and then all of a sudden, Randy Orton out of nowhere, RKO and Nakamura, then one for Corbin as well. But that was well done, camera crew. Well done, producers. That was great. That was a great spot for Orton. Crowd went fucking nuts for it too. And of course, Orton trying to become the first since Stone Cold to win back-to-back Rumbles, and then that would make him a 3-time Royal Rumble winner with Stone Cold as well. Ain't gonna happen, but we'll say it because it's there. Matt, what'd you think of the New Day and Bobby Roode's interactions? I thought those were pretty funny.
It was good. I enjoyed it. It was entertaining.
Jinder Mahal made his entrance with Sunil Singh. Of course, no Samaras. He's out for 6 to 9 months. Rusev, it's time for some Rusev Day as they came out, and we made a 6-man tag match playa. Jinder, Rusev, Aiden against Rude, Kofi, and Xavier. Big E on the outside because, of course, he's got the Mixed Match Challenge coming up later. Fun little match there. I love the stuff that Rude and New Day did together there. Good stuff there. And Rude hitting the nice spine buster and on Aiden English, and then Woods going up and doing his flying elbow drop finisher off the ropes. Next up is the back-to-back matches, AJ Styles and Kevin Owens first off, and this one didn't last too long because AJ was working on the leg of Owens and got him in the calf crusher, and Owens tapped out immediately. Then it was Styles and Sami Zayn. And Trevor, I absolutely loved that every moment AJ had to beat the shit out of Kevin Owens, he did. I absolutely loved it. Even though AJ's a babyface, I mean, it's 2-on-1. I just loved every time he had a chance, he was just beating the shit out of Owens. Did you like that too?
Yeah, I mean, AJ knows what he's doing, and it seems like they're giving him more and more rope, which is very awesome.
Yeah, and hopefully that rope is freedom at WrestleMania for him and Nakamura to have a 30-minute match. Please. AJ Styles, Sami Zayn. Very good match between Styles and Zayn. This one obviously went 16 minutes, a lot longer than the Owens one. Owens was basically being tended to by officials and doctors, and every time, like I said, every time AJ had a chance, he would start beating up on Owens. Owens was on a stretcher at one point. He tips the stretcher over. It was great aggression by AJ Styles. I like that ruthless aggression that he delivered. But of course, that distraction of trying to beat up Kevin Owens cost AJ Styles. Zayn hit the Haluva kick and comboed that into the Blue Thunder Bomb to pin AJ Styles after 16 minutes. I absolutely love how the Haluva kick sets up the Blue Thunder Bomb. I hope Zayn does that from now on, and hopefully 2K adds that to a moveset sometime.
It was the first time in Sami Zayn's career he actually pinned someone with the Blue Thunder Bomb. So, Congratulations.
Even in the Indies, he never pinned anybody with it?
I said it's Sami Zayn.
Oh, it's okay. Good point. Good point.
Yeah, Sami Zayn was never on the Indies.
Yeah. El Generico.
That's different person.
Oh, okay.
He's in an orphanage. In Mexico.
Oh shit. Okay, my bad. I'm sorry. I apologize. I apologize to the orphanage.
I heard Prince Puma just retired and went with him. So.
Oh, okay, good.
Have I mentioned how much I enjoy having Trevor on the show?
No, you haven't.
Hey, JB, I really enjoy having Trevor on the show.
Oh, so do I. Thanks for mentioning it. Matt, about time we got a good SmackDown, huh?
Better late than never.
Yeah. So that leads us into the Royal Rumble. 6 matches on the card. That's because, 2 of them are going to last about an hour. So let's run it down. 2 out of 3 falls match for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. The Usos against Gable and Benjamin. Trevor, how do you see that one playing out?
I think the Usos are going to retain.
Yeah, I think Usos are going to retain and feud with the Bludgeon Brothers next. So I'm going to go that way. Matt?
Usos.
WWE Raw Tag Team Championships. The Bar versus Rollins and Jordan. I'm going with the Bar here because I think Jordan and Rollins will be in the Rumble match itself. Hopefully, if Jordan is healthy enough to do so, because I think Jordan will eliminate Seth to set up their rumored WrestleMania feud. So I've got the Bar becoming 4-time tag champs, Matt.
Yeah, same. The Bar.
And Trevor.
Yeah, it's going to be the Bar. I think they're going to do probably an injury angle with Jason Jordan, and it's going to be a 2-on-1.
Oh, do you think it's going to be like Jordan says he's hurt and kind of weasels out of it and screws Seth kind of way, kind of like?
I don't.
As far as I'm understanding, Jordan's still not cleared to compete right now.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, that's why I think. Now I think the Bar's just going to do something, but then I think because Seth need Jason Jordan on Monday, Jordan's going to blame Seth for it.
Okay, so here, how about this? Bar wins, Seth enters the Rumble, Jordan comes out and fucks Rollins over. He doesn't really have to do much to fuck him over, but you see that as a possibility?
I don't even know if Rollins is in the Rumble, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
I think he's going to be. We don't really have to talk about the 2 title matches, do we?
Do you notice the lack of debate that we're having on our predictions for the Rumble title matches compared to the title matches at TakeOver?
Oh God, we talked about 10 minutes.
I know. I mean, I'm just saying, does that not say all you need to know about how NXT is booked over the main roster product right now?
Now, would it be interesting to see Owens and Zayn as co-champs? Yes, it would.
Yeah, it would. I think it'd be more interesting. Well, I don't want to say more, but
not on the road to WrestleMania.
Yeah, it's not happening.
If it was Battleground, yeah, and let's see what happens for a month, because it'll be entertaining for a month, and then AJ wins it back at SummerSlam. No, this is the Rumble on the road to WrestleMania. Nah, AJ Styles is going to win. Now, as much as Braun Strowman should be champion,
especially with Styles dropping clean,
yeah,
on Tuesday, they no way he's losing on Sunday.
No. And obviously KO's not 100%, so
yeah, well, that's why that little thing with him and Styles was so quick. You blinked and you missed it.
Yep. Hopefully we get AJ and Zayn for 20 minutes. I would love that. 25 minutes.
I think KO will be there. I just don't. I think he will be. I think his involvement will be minimal.
A few punches.
Yeah, something like that. Like I think it's mostly going to be the Sami Zayn show.
You know, as much as Braun Strowman should be Universal Champion at the Royal Rumble, we all know Vince's Boner Fest, don't we?
They'll probably have Kane take the fall.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Kane's definitely taking the fall.
Yeah.
Kane's eating F5, 1, 2, 3. That's your finish.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Big E went under the ring and pulled out an L for Kane.
I mean, I really wish they'd just put the belt on Strowman and make it interesting.
I wish they would, but they won't.
Yeah,
then you could have Lesnar, Strowman at Chamber, and then have the Chamber match be a number 1 contenders match, but we all know that ain't going to happen. Boner Fest with Lesnar and Reigns commencing.
Or they could just still do Lesnar and Reigns and not have it for the title. How about that?
Dude, I'd like that too, but we all know that's not going to happen.
No. This is the coronation of Reigns again.
Again. Then now forever.
Matt and I have been on the same page for a long time here. Not even before the betting lines came out and all that shit. We've been on the same page that Nakamura is winning the Royal Rumble. Matt, are you still going with that, even though you're a little scared with Reigns? I'm still going Nakamura. I'm not wavering.
I'm worried. I'm more worried now than I was 48 hours ago. But I'm still going to go with Nakamura. I feel Nakamura has been protected for a reason over the last 2 to 3 months, and I feel it will pay off when he wins the Rumble on Sunday.
Kenny Omega said something that really had solidified me thinking Nakamura is going to win. He's like, Nakamura has not done anything in the WWE yet, but there's going to be that moment when that gear kicks in, and then everybody's going to know what we all knew in New Japan. And I think that gear is going to be WrestleMania against AJ Styles. And, yeah. So, Trevor, who do you see us hubbubbing about Nakamura? Who are you thinking is going to win going in?
I don't think it's going to be a Raw guy.
Because of the chamber?
Yeah, I mean...
it's Roman or no one.
Yeah,
as far as Raw goes.
Right, and
I think Matt thinks I'm fucking crazy, but I say there's an outside chance the Miz wins.
Will you please call him a fucking idiot, Trevor?
This isn't winning. They didn't just put the Intercontinental belt on the Miz to have him win the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, could you imagine the Miz versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania? Yeah, in the words of the Miz himself, really? Really?
Yeah,
really? No.
Yeah, I don't.
You know who Miz is facing at WrestleMania? It's going to be Miz and Finn Balor for the Intercontinental Championship. That's your WrestleMania match.
I mean, Miz and Daniel Bryan for the IC belt.
If there was a Raw guy that should win, it should be Finn Balor.
Yeah, and he's never had his one-on-one match for the title that he didn't.
Oh, dude, I would love to see Finn Balor win the Rumble, but it like I said, it's not happening. As far as the Raw side goes, it's Roman or no one.
Yeah, which I think would get booed out of the building. I don't think they're going to do that.
Yeah, you really think if they really have Roman win the Rumble in Philly again, a couple years later, they've done a good job getting some goodwill on Roman over the last.
Yeah, and I think Roman's very good.
They ruined all of that on Sunday if they let him win the Rumble.
Yeah, I actually like Roman. I just don't like.
Oh, we do too.
No, yeah, I like Roman. I just think character-wise. Yeah. They will ruin him if he wins the Rumble in Philly on Sunday.
Yeah, I agree. It has to be Randy Orton.
Okay. Well, that's going to be history.
I was going to say Orton won last year. What the fuck?
I'm just kidding.
That would have been 3. He would have matched Stone. I think if anybody's matching Stone Cold, it's going to be John Cena.
Yeah, as John Cena ain't still. So, no. Yeah, I think it's going to be Nakamura. He's the only guy on SmackDown not named the Randy Orton that could possibly win.
Yep.
If you think, well, I mean, Zayn and Owens could, but they're in the title match, so they're not going to be in the Rumble.
Yeah. If they were not in that picture, there'd be a good chance because thank God they turned Sami Zayn heel because that revived his career in a hurry. So, I mean, there's not much drama in the Men's Royal Rumble. I mean, maybe there'll be a few surprises. Is Daniel Bryan going to be in the Royal Rumble? Because I'm asking this just because he is the third favorite
I saw
in the
that.
betting sites.
I mean, if he's in the Rumble, he has to win. There's no way.
I absolutely agree. If Daniel Bryan's music hits and he's in the Royal Rumble, he's winning it.
Yeah, like, if he's in the Royal Rumble, he has to win. Because if they bring him in and put him in the Royal Rumble just to have him lose, that's fucking dumb.
Yeah, I don't think he's coming back till Mania.
And they can sit there and then they can try to do like the Shane McMahon screw job with him, where Shane comes out and I don't want to causes his elimination because he's not going to eliminate him, but
Miz could eliminate him.
No. He can eliminate Miz.
I agreed. He could eliminate Miz.
Yeah. And then set up their Intercontinental title match at Mania. Fuck you, Shane.
I feel like if Daniel Bryan's in the Rumble, he's winning it.
Yeah,
I don't think he's going to be in the Rumble.
I think it'd be really stupid for them to put him in and not win it.
I'm legitimately shocked that he's in third right now.
The betting sites, quote unquote, said they got word from a good source that he's going to be in it. No, I don't. I'm not even feeling it with what happened.
I mean, they're definitely teasing like something with him and Shane.
But like, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Daniel Bryan's been doing all these crazy, to Shane, irrational things. The two out of 3 falls match for the tag titles. The AJ Styles.
I mean, they've set it up where he could just put himself in the Rumble.
Put himself in.
Yeah.
And Shane's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, yeah, like they have the setup there. But to have him go into the Rumble and not win it, like,
Yeah, I don't
because then they'd have to do a storyline where he loses that shot because of Shane. It's I just don't.
I wouldn't mind Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles at WrestleMania.
No,
Oh
I mean that
my
would be
God.
really awesome. But
Like it turns out that he was in the back pocket of KO and Sammy all along, but he puts himself in because KO and Sammy aren't able to compete in the Rumble. Let's play kayfabe. They're too beat up by AJ in the match to compete in the Rumble, and so Bryan was in the pocket of them the whole time, and so he puts himself in to get the title off of AJ. Oh man, wouldn't that be something?
I'm still thinking knockable. I don't even know how I'll react if Daniel Bryan's music hits in the Royal Rumble. Like I don't even know what I'll do if that actually happens.
I'll probably fall off the couch.
I think you'll squeal like a woman.
Dude, do you know what the funniest fucking thing would happen? Daniel Bryan eliminates Roman Reigns in Philadelphia.
Yeah, that would be pretty great.
Because a couple years ago, everybody thought it was Daniel Bryan's Royal Rumble to win.
Yeah.
And they tossed him out of the Rumble before Roman even got in the match.
That was that.
So
that was that time he was like unceremoniously tossed out by Wyatt, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was tossed out by Wyatt, and everybody was like, "What the fuck just happened?" And Roman came out like 3 or 4 spots later, and the crowd just killed him because they knew what was happening.
They knew who was winning.
Yep. And dude, if they have Daniel Bryan win this Rumble and he eliminates Roman Reigns, that'd be fucking crazy. That in Philadelphia, like that would be nuts.
I had the crazy idea if he was healthy, I was going to have Jason Jordan eliminate both Reigns and Rollins.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be cleared.
Yeah,
I really don't think he is. Like, so
that was kind of my pipe dream. That was
the weirdest thing about Jordan is he's injured, but we don't know what the injury is.
Yeah,
so we can't really gauge on how serious it is.
I think
because they're
I really
not telling anybody what it is.
Yeah, I really think they set something up with him and Rollins on Monday to like explain it. You know, how they do it is going to be what we'll find out on Sunday, but.
I said MVP and Eric Young and EC3 are my surprises. Matt, who do you see as like a surprise? There's always 2 or 3 every year. Who do you see as your surprises, or who do you want maybe more than who you predict?
I honestly didn't even think about it. I don't know. I have no idea.
You think EC3 is in it?
I do think EC3 is in it, yes.
Who from NXT do you think is going to be in it?
Like I said earlier, Adam Cole. You know, they're in Philadelphia. They could bring out Tommy Dreamer. You know, get the cheap Philadelphia pop. He can come out in his House of Hardcore shirt. You know, get the cheap plug for his promotion while he's out there for a few minutes. They could
because their next special is on Twitch is on Saturday, same night as Takeover, I think.
Yeah, I mean it's I don't know where that is. Like I don't know where the House of Hardcore is Saturday night. If it's in Philly, there's a really good chance he could show up at the Rumble on Sunday. So
I want to say it is. I got it up right here. I want to say it is.
Honestly, if it's in Philly, I think anybody at House of Hardcore the night before is fair game as a potential surprise in the Rumble on Sunday.
It's at the 2300.
Yeah, who's on can run down the card? Who's on this show?
Joey Mercury and Nick Aldis will take on Tommy Dreamer and a mystery partner, who I think is going to be Bully Ray.
I would agree with that.
There's no card, just a scheduled to appear. Super Crazy, Brian Cage, Willie Mack, Matt Riddle, Kevin Cross, Swoggle, Lisa Marie Varon, Billy Gunn, Crazy Steve, Eddie Kingston, and Luchasaurus.
I think maybe Lisa Marie might be in that Royal Rumble. The women.
Yeah, she could easily be in the Rumble on Sunday.
Yeah.
Billy Gunn, they might put Billy Gunn in the Rumble.
Yeah,
you don't know.
Yeah, Billy Gunn's been on House of Hardcore. And
Yeah, there's definitely a couple people on that show that could easily pop up in the Rumble on Sunday. And hell, who knows
wait a second.
Who knows if Tommy Dreamer's mystery partner isn't Bully Ray? Whoever that mystery partner is could be there that weekend to be in the Rumble too.
Rob Van Dam.
Could be RVD. Could totally.
Could be RVD. Could be EC3.
Yeah. Could be Rey Mysterio.
It's not the same night as Takeover. It's Friday.
So. Tommy Dreamer playing ball with the E.
Yep.
Yeah. I think Dreamer's going to be in the Rumble.
Yep.
Yeah.
We just uncovered something here on Lost in the Midcard.
That's what we do.
Trevor, any predictions for surprises? NXT guys.
I actually don't think EC3 is going to be in it.
Okay.
Trouble.
I mean, he might just be in the front row Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, I might be super wrong, but I don't think he's going to be in it. I could see Eric Young. I could see that.
And finally, first ever women's Royal Rumble match. A lot of people seem to think it's just down to 2 women, Matt. Do you think it's down to those 2 women, or is it going to be somebody else that wins the very first ever women's Royal Rumble match?
I definitely think it's down to one or the other. And I think by what we saw on Raw Monday, I think it totally telegraphed that it's the other woman.
I'm thoroughly confused now. Are you going with Asuka or Ronda Rousey?
I'm going with Ronda Rousey because they did the whole segment on Raw with Asuka throwing everybody over the top rope and acting like she won the Rumble. Anytime they ever do that on television prior to the Rumble, that person never, ever wins.
Yep,
so
I said that on Twitter too. I go, yep, Asuka's not winning.
Yeah, so I think Ronda Rousey is winning the Royal Rumble.
God, they're gonna put her.
I think it's gonna be Rousey and Charlotte.
Yeah, because I've heard the 4 horsewomen, 8-woman tags kind of died down for whatever reason.
Well, because they got Baszler and NXT.
Yeah, and she'll probably have the title. Yeah, I can't think of. I can't think of. Sasha would be fitting. If Bliss or Charlotte weren't the champion, I think they'd be good. If it ain't Rousey and if it ain't Asuka,
I think that really. If it's not those 2, it blows everything wide open. It could be anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because there's 2 clear favorites, and then there's a whole bunch of people that could win and go, I could see them winning. But Asuka in the looming presence of Ronda Rousey are such heavy favorites right now that I can't see anybody other than one of those 2 winning, and I feel like Rousey locked in the win with what Asuka did on Raw Monday.
Yeah, I agree. My only weird thinking is the fact there's these rumors that Rousey and Asuka might be the WrestleMania match.
No way.
With Asuka using the armbar now, out of nowhere. That's just the rumors.
I think it'll be Bliss. I still think it'll be Bliss and Asuka at Mania, and it'll be Rousey and Charlotte.
Yeah, and tossing
the money match is in Rousey and Charlotte. It's not Rousey and Asuka.
I mean, if they do bring in Rousey, they're not going to have it not be Charlotte.
Yeah, and the only way to really get her shot straight to the top is have her win the Royal Rumble. So, you go back and you're like, okay, well, the first ever women's Royal Rumble match, someone like Sasha Banks or Becky Lynch should win it. Be the first winner, but.
I would prefer it to be a full-time talent, to be perfectly honest with you. But I don't think it's going to be. But, I mean, who knows? Well, for all we know, Ronda's going to come in and be a full-time talent. We don't know yet. We don't really know what we're getting into.
I will say that Triple H talked about on his conference call, which he said that in regards to Rousey, he was like, well, we haven't really gotten to a point where we've Basically, she's been really busy because she has a busy schedule. So it almost kind of said to me that,
that's
like,
smoke and mirrors.
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Mirrors.
Like, it almost kind of said to me that, oh, okay, then she will be there because they're saying that she won't. But
remember the Triple H conference call before Samoa Joe debuted at Takeover?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, people stop by the Performance Center all the time, and people visit all the time. Hey, I wouldn't read anything into these reports. 48 hours later, Samoa Joe's at Takeover. You know, I don't take what Triple H is saying on a conference call as gospel right now. He's not going to like, oh yeah, you caught me. Rousey will be there on Sunday. He's not going to give that away.
He also said that he thinks if they did come to terms with Rousey, that he thinks that she would probably end up being all in.
Oh, September 1st with the Elite. Too sweet, me, Rhonda.
I mean, he talked about how
nice choice of words, Trips.
He talked about how Rousey's people would be surprised at how long Rousey has actually been training to be a wrestler, even doing such when she was still in MMA on the side.
I mean, she's been training with Kendrick for like 6 months now.
At least.
Yeah, but I think even before that she had dabbled in it a bit. So it all signs point to it's going to be Rousey.
Well, WrestleMania is now the Hollywood Super Bowl casual, bring as many people in so we can piss off the hardcore fans. So yeah, Vince is going to have Rousey and Charlotte at WrestleMania. So,
and I'm not going to be honestly, I'm not going to be mad at that.
No, I'm not either. I'm just saying, WrestleMania is now a different. Wrestle Kingdom's now the wrestling spectacular that we get excited to watch. WrestleMania is an event. Now it's not a wrestling event; it's an event.
It's a spectacle.
And, it's a testicle. So.
Will you stop?
Okay, Monsoon. So Oscar wrote her not going to win speech on Monday. Yeah, that was obvious. So we're all in agreement that Rousey is going to be the Royal Rumble winner. Who'd you like to see? I'd like to see Awesome Kong. I'd love to see Trish and Lita. I'd love to see Trish and Lita like go at it once more in the ring. Trying to think of anybody else that I would love to see in the match. Tori Wilson, just because of how amazing she looked on Monday.
Hell yeah.
But Awesome Kong for sure. I'd love to see Victoria. That'd be great. Other than that, I don't know. I'm just going to sit back and be surprised because there's 12 slots that we don't know that are going to be filled. What about you, Matt?
Yeah, I mean, Trish and Lita would be great. I'd like to see some girls from NXT, the iconic duo, immediately come to mind. I would love to see them do something with Royce and Kay and the Bellas in the Rumble. To set up a feud down the line for those four. I think that's just like a perfect place to do it. Would be at the Rumble on Sunday. Trish, Lita, Tori, Kelly, Michelle McCool. And I think we're gonna get a lot of cool entrance on that in that Rumble, and I'm really excited about it. I'm more excited about the women's Rumble than the men's Rumble.
Way more of a shit about the women's Rumble.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
I think we'll see Beth Phoenix.
Yeah, absolutely, Beth Phoenix. Yeah, she ain't on the road right now for nothing. Yeah. So I definitely think Beth will be in the Rumble too. I totally blanked on her.
What about Melina?
Possibly. I mean, they talked about bringing her back before. Whenever they first split the brands.
I saw somebody in the front row at SmackDown had a Melina for Hall of Fame sign.
What about Molly Holly?
Yeah,
I think
that could totally happen. That could totally happen.
I don't know. Yeah, I think I don't know.
She just did the table for 3 recently.
Yeah.
So she's in good stands with the company. I could totally see that happening.
Yeah, and she's a trainer now. So, I mean, she has a school and stuff. Or at least she's part of a school with others,
Yeah. Yeah, I honestly, I hope it's a way to get Awesome Kong back at the WWE because she deserves a true run with the company.
She's not. I don't think at this point she's.
Yeah,
I
I think she's
She's moved on to Hollywood.
Yeah.
Hollywood. All right, that's going to do it for this edition of Lost the Midcard. Lots to talk about. We're going to have a lot to talk about on Sunday as well after the smoke has settled in Philadelphia. Trevor, you gonna be around for to jump on with us on Sunday?
Unfortunately, I will not.
Damn it, Trevor!
Yeah, sorry guys.
You son of a
okay.
bitch.
I
wanted Trevor on the show. Damn it.
We'll get Trevor back on the show sometime soon. But thank you to SpiderDuck.net for being our host, enabling us to be on iTunes and any of your favorite podcasting apps. All you got to do is to subscribe, to search for Lost in the Midcard, hit that subscribe button. That way you know every time a new episode comes your way every Thursday, most Mondays after a WWE pay-per-view. You can also subscribe to us on the YouTube. Go to Facebook.com/Lost in the Midcard or on the Twitter at LITMC Podcast. All the pinned posts there will have the information that you need. Trevor is on the Twitter at Trevor Osz, that's OSZ. Matt is on the Twitter at RawFShowtime. I'm on the Twitter at JBHuskers. And before we ride off into the sunset and hope for a fun weekend in Philly, Trevor, what are your final thoughts?
The Women's Rumble should main event.
I think it's gonna open.
I think it is too, but I don't think it should. I think it should main event.
I'd be totally cool with that.
With Rousey winning it like we think,
Yeah.
it's possible. If it main events, then Rousey's winning it.
Yeah, I think it should. And then you end it with a Rousey Charlotte stare down.
Vince ain't gonna do that though. I don't think. I think Vince is gonna. I think Matt's right. The women are gonna open.
I think so too, but I don't.
And Nakamura points at the sign to end it. Matt, what are your final thoughts?
I think the whole weekend has the potential to be a lot of fun, and I really hope it delivers. So that's all I can hope for right now.
Yep, hopefully Matt and I aren't cussing on Sunday night as we record the next show. But for Trevor and Matt, this is Jeremy. Thank you for tuning in to Lost the Midcard. We will be back at you on Monday with our Takeover Philly and Royal Rumble reaction.
They're talking about us, pal. That's all that matters. Hey, Stephanie, your screeching voice is annoying as shit. We're going to put you on commentary for an hour on Sunday. Ha ha.